Go live. Go live.
You're a leave. No, wait, that's wrong. We're not Italian. We're
Or Japanese
Japanese
today.
and or English, depending on which part of the four-character slide you observe. Loading. Okay, and I switch back Twitter, right? Yes. Checking. Yes, I know about the autosave, guys.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't think we need it, but we've got it just in case.
Great Ace Attorney.
Yes, and Axe, you have noted, yeah, we are in sub-only mode. Am I a little quiet? Hold on. Well, I'm not in my final position yet, so let me pivot and actually, like, get squared up. Because I am not in my actual proper speaking position. Yeah, well, we're both ready, and I don't think this game is going to, like, do us any harm. Okay. How is this sound level? If I'm still a little quiet, I can always bump my mic yield. But this is me attempting to have it relatively in front of my face with my new pop filter.
Pop filter.
It's good. Well, we got to read a lot of lines, so...
I have come preloaded with water.
Well, Lucky's always louder than me. Unless you get me really going. Yes, I also have I refilled my bottle of water like twice before we got started. Like, I drank it halfway before I finished setting up, and then I'm like, no, this needs to be full.
No, actually, I do think I am just naturally louder than a lot of people. I actually have to make a small effort to keep quiet.
People might not realize it because on our podcasts and streams and stuff, usually I'm very engaged, but among my own, family and stuff, occasionally I have a reputation as a mumbler. I am not always good at enunciating and projecting to people, especially, early in the morning before coffee. So,
Coffee.
usually I'm up for you guys. I'm on a raised level, but that's not always. I want to just let everybody know. So, to show you some of the bonus content since we're fucking around. We do have a soundtrack mode so we can play some stuff, and they even have some unused tracks, which is very funny.
Really?
Yeah. And they've got, like, I'll show the audience. I'll scroll through. You can see they even have some comments from the composers. So, like, talking about how they achieved on it and how they went through some stuff. So there's a lot of bonus content. We do
I
have
love that kind of
voice
stuff.
clips.
Oh, neat.
So you can do some other stuff, but we don't really need to get into that. The main thing is, what is this called? This is what I'm going to bring up. There's this thing called escapades. So I think these are just story, like bonus story stuff. I don't think there's any puzzle solving involved, but I didn't actually play it through because I would do that on stream. But we've got a couple of these. Well, we've got a lot, actually. I think there's one for every case in the two games. But if we ever, like, have to end a stream early, we can pick up on some of these and go through some fun stuff. I previewed the first one, and it's basically just Sergeant Nosa and the old man fighting in the waiting room because he stole a coin. But we can go ahead and hit continue. We're going to begin Episode 2, Adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band.
Yay. Actually, where?
Hopefully you guys are doing okay, chat. The Speckled Band. Do I need to... Okay, I don't need to hit anything for this.
In a corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath. In time, there came from the vent
Juice up my audio a little.
and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating.
So in case you didn't get the first case,
I raised my dark lantern shutter.
we'll hammer it home for you.
Slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The Speckled Band.
So this is actually, by the way, why they can't use Sherlock Holmes. The Speckled Band is the name of an actual Conan Doyle short story.
Oh.
So this is technically, in a very, very roundabout way, an adaptation of an actual Conan Doyle story. And in the West, the Conan Doyle estate is a little picky about how you handle adaptations and whether or not you are paying for them. Holmes himself, his name is in the public domain, but the adaptations of the
January,
stories is loose.
6:37 a.m. On board the steamship Burya.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
Booyah.
do some fucking Russian accents.
Russian.
Here he is.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside.
Who is this steampunk motherfucker?
No mark
Oh,
of
it's your boy, the world's only consulting detective.
So, this would appear to be a
Look at that hat. Look at that pipe.
mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle.
He has a fucking printer?
Yeah.
The victim was
No, he's got a camera butt.
and the letters of
Camera butt. Okay.
I think technically I think it's the box he's wearing, but it sure looks like he shit it out.
This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as the first.
That's an interesting thing you said.
In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality.
Is this some sort of alchemy fucking gun? Oh, it's an aerosol dispenser. Okay.
For handprints,
Prior to the incident, by the victim's
lenses, chemicals.
Well, what have we here?
Oh, someone's been sealed in.
Who are you, and what do you
What do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait. That won't be necessary.
This guy's too extra. I don't know if I can handle him.
5 seconds
Yeah.
from now, I will reveal the killer to you. What?
Absurd. This is murder. I need cabin locked from inside.
Ah, yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
Did you fucking give me a Bond one-liner?
I mean, the culprit is in there.
Who are you? And where have you come from?
Hold on a second. Wait
Is
a
his
minute.
job? Is his job now being a sailor? And he's gonna
Yeah, I'm
put
about to
that
say.
on-
Hold on a minute.
Herlock Sholmes. I presume.
I just want to slap that smug face.
Herlock
I don't know
Sholmes.
why.
I think you've heard of me. Yes, of course. Pipe, puff, puff. Anyway, what did Herlock Sholmes find in the cabinet, sealed inside? Get ready for that one. My head is throbbing. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air.
Were you knocked out and put into a fucking
Oh
cupboard?
God. Oh, somebody
Or are you just been seasick?
turn down that sun. Wait. I can't move. We're gonna get a lot of mileage out of that animation, everybody. What the? Why am I in handcuffs?
You were knocked out and put in the fucking cupboard, weren't you?
All right, I have no idea who this is, so we will move to the next
I'm pretty sure
line.
that's.
No, it was Sailor Man.
Let's see. How do we do a? I'm trying to think of how to do like a Russian accent, but I can't think of it. off the
Hello,
top of my head.
comrade.
Oh,
We had to drag you
Yeah.
out of wardrobe.
okay. I got that.
Oh, I accidentally went to the court record because I.
We
I
have to
eat my
drag you
tongue.
out of the wardrobe.
Oh, that's good. You got the.
I do not believe how you cannot wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man.
What? You. Huh? You found me then. My master plan.
Ah, we found you, and now you pay. Criminal. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe?
Sorry.
Now you have been found. It is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is,
Cold like Mother Russia. No. I'll tell you everything. It's perfectly fine. I'm pretty sure
pretty
this
sure
is
that-
Susato,
Yeah.
but we
Who?
can move on. Huh? Isn't that pivot?
Oh. Why did you do it? Why did you take his life?
Miss Susato? Wait, what did you say? Take his life? Just neutral stare. Where? Where is he? Where's Kazuma?
Ah, you pretend you do not know. You are a sheep. You are wolf in sheep's pelt. I don't know if I think I lost it there. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses.
What? Come again? Pardon?
Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. Here in this very cabin that was bolted shut from the inside.
It's one of them locked room mysteries. His body?
Please. Do not try to tell us you are doing this terrible thing in your sleep.
Dude, I was sealed in the wardrobe. Kazuma's dead? No, I never got to score. But he can't be.
I'm gonna miss that burning, smoldering gaze he gives me occasionally.
These handcuffs. Surely you don't think that I, world's most innocent man.
I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please.
No.
All right, Naruhodo, this is where you Hulk out. You can't break these cuffs.
Kazuma. It was just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? We won't get in trouble? Also, your headband's still doing the thing inside a boat? Don't you find it kind of fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else would you come to England with me to study? Is that
Oh,
what
great, we're
calling it these
already
days?
breaking fucking laws.
It was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor, you know, with me inside. I thought I was gonna die. TBH. Yes, I still can't quite believe that. Scooch myself to a slightly better position. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. Wow, thanks, Kazuma. You must be even less of a man than you look. Hey, honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. You know, my arm bone, my thigh bone, thumb bone. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain, if we were discussing the travel time last week. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. Oh, those crazy Russians. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is, why do we need to keep a secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant, Mikotoba, you mean?
Thanks for the exposition.
I should have felt that would be obvious. From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her. Couldn't we? Hold on, I can access the court record. I want to. It's R1 for people. Yeah, no, we can trust the 16-year-old girl. the epitome of the refined Japanese lady.
Hey, the refined Japanese lady knows discretion.
Sure. I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. I'll take that out of context for 500, Alex. It's best that only you and I know about this.
Kazuma just wants to keep his secret love nest.
Happy Pride Month, everybody, I guess. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. So, fucking hide, nerd. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. God, this is right up there with Star Wars quotes out of context. It came from behind. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Unlike your airflow. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some ungodly reason? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I'll tell you what. Why don't you write keep out or something on this piece of paper? What? Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. You know, thus completing the locked room mystery. Geez, Ryunosuke, I don't know. I can't really do a good Rick. Or Morty. I might be able to do a good Rick, actually.
Jin.
Morty, not. We've only been
I
at
don't know, I
sea for
can't-
about 15 days.
I can't be nasally enough.
Jeez, Rick. No, I can do the scratch, but I can't quite do the high pitch
Oh,
of the scene.
jeez, Rick.
That's
No.
a little bit better than mine, I think. We're still not good.
I don't know. No.
Morty, you gotta
Morty.
go back, Morty. Mega seeds,
Actually,
Morty.
well, I could probably do a better one if I actually cared about Rick and Morty, but I've only seen like
Yeah, it's been a couple
clips.
seasons since I watched it. It's entertaining. I do not get why people are like, yes, this is my intellectual foundation. I stan Rick and Morty. I'm like, I mean, it's funny, but how could this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together.
We leave you at the next post. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer.
No, I'm not a murderer. Who, me? This guy?
Ah, you said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes.
You're taking me out of context, Russian man. No, that's not right. That's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on this ship, but murdering my best friend? On a Tuesday?
No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. I think I should roll my R's a bit more.
Da, comrade. Susato-san. Please, tell me what happened. I need to know.
Very well. But there's something I would like to ask of you too.
Ugh, those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me with her Japanese laser beam eyes. This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. Alright. I mean, are these different questions? I guess we'll just go for Kazuma's death. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream? And these cuffs, they think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer?
Your killer? When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside.
Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that one. What do you mean?
There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolt on the door can't be operated from outside.
Though it certainly seems like somebody had a great shoulder check, jeez.
Yeah, that thing's fucking broken.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the only way to get in, but damn, no, this is a bulkhead door that they have kicked down.
In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls.
Yeah, we'll see about that one. What? Nani?
Or to put it another way, the culprit could have only been someone inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation?
Not right now, but I'm sure we'll find one. This is the most basic bitch trick in the book. This is impossible. How did he die then? What exactly happened?
Are you still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances?
Please, Susato-san, you have to tell me. You have to.
Gee. The cause of death is still undetermined.
Shit, no autopsy report. They don't know how he died?
The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course, he has no post-mortem analysis experience.
I mean, that doesn't mean anything. Our last coronary report was filed by a police inspector who just eyeballed our dead guy.
I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call.
So presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury then. There you go, Ryunosuke, thinking
That's true, yes.
like a law investigating man. Alright, okay, we do get to both. Ask both.
Sick.
Can't anyone tell me about what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. I guess I slapped my own cheeks for that one. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma?
Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone. Why are you so...
Please, come on now.
Whatever you say, you are here in the cabin after all. I was fucking unconscious!
I was asleep in the wardrobe, okay? It was sealed. I mean, yeah, I was, but...
He would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning with his illegal sword.
It's not illegal on the high seas.
I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning, he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Okay, Esper.
I mean, you know, it is traditional to get an assistant with psychic powers.
Is it?
Well, yeah, no.
That clearly means Wilson had psychic powers, and he knew his death was coming.
He planned the whole thing. Does this mean he was already dead when Susato-san arrived at his cabin door, I wonder?
I knocked, but there was no reply.
I mean, that would stand to reason then, Ryunosuke.
Then I started to become worried, so I went to go find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and when we managed to get inside, there was Kazuma-sama, collapsed on the floor.
He wrote something in Russian, it looks like. And the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea that anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow.
I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe.
This is all very hard for me to believe. Hard to believe for me, too. Trust me.
Now I've told you everything that I know. So it's my turn to ask you a question.
Is it gonna be why did I kill him? Because that's a non-starter. Yeah, alright. My head feels so heavy. It's still throbbing like anything. That was a weird read, Ryunosuke. Oh, hey, we get 2 more. Alright.
Why are you even on board this ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something about being a stowaway, didn't you?
Oh, yes. I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time.
I had no idea. Something psychic you are!
Why do you look annoyed?
But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing?
No. That would have been impossible, obviously.
You must have said that very shockingly.
Yeah. It's like, no.
Yes, of course.
Kazuma invited me.
Too bad.
He wanted us to run away together to England.
He actually asked you?
Susato-san, I don't know if you've noticed, but Kazuma and me refer to each other without honorifics. We're pretty close.
This man was literally about to throw away his entire future if like I got convicted for a crime. Like, we close, but why?
I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. He just threw me in his trunk, okay?
He threatened me with his sword if I didn't get in it. I don't understand.
Sorry. Oh, the dialogue. Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you?
Because he's part of a secret society.
It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yes, you did say that. But I didn't think you were serious. You have a talent for it. I can assure you of that. But I never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. But also, you can't really decide because you're locked in this cabin with me for like 50 days. London is at the spearhead of cultural development. The centre of the world in many ways.
Especially corruption.
There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, no, definitely not. But, on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then... Then what? Nothing.
There's
Forget
not
it.
nothing. Lies. There's a secret here. Tell me your secret, Kazuma. Don't touch that sword. Put it away.
I don't believe anything you've said.
Kazuma-sama is... He was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought he could do that with you.
Yes, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes, then. It was darker than I've ever seen it before.
Dark secrets.
And he, fucking telekinetically cut a guy's top knot off. Susato-san. I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. My stowing away on the ship, I don't mean anything else.
If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association.
That is literally what he told me. Yes. Word perfect, in fact. Damn, it's almost like your dad was Kazuma's mentor, and you've probably known each other for literal years. So about last night.
If you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in this cabin?
All right, let's do another flashback.
Flashback.
Well, the thing is, I don't really remember.
Gee.
Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did.
You were drugged.
And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. Make your own closet jokes, everybody. After that, I...
Fell asleep?
Well, yeah.
So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed.
Well, yes, when you put it like that.
Gee.
Listen, okay, I know it sounds unbelievable. Really, I do, but it's the truth, okay? If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything.
Can someone please check to see if I have a knot? Really?
Is something wrong?
Oh, no, it's... Please, forget it.
Why does everybody keep saying that to me? Susato-san, you gotta believe me! I did not do it. I did not hit her. I did not.
I really don't want to doubt you.
It's because I have such an honest and open face.
But the trouble is, there is no one else who could possibly have done this.
Ugh. Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? Ah, I can't take this.
Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen.
I'm sorry. But Kazuma was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? Nay, I say. No, I cannot allow that to happen.
Well, what do you propose to do then?
I'm
Find
gonna
the
break these
real
cuffs.
killer. You can't break these cuffs.
I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life and how and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me.
Damn.
What the fuck?
That was a Susato takedown. We're probably going to see a lot of those, I feel.
A Susato what? What martial art form is that? I don't know, probably judo. It was a throw.
Maybe some Aikido.
Yeah, it might be a little early for judo. This might still be jiu-jitsu.
Ah, yeah.
But, you know, Japan was open, so they were developing more modern martial arts. Sorry, prove it?
Yes, your innocence. I need evidence.
Everybody needs evidence in this. But how am I supposed to? I'm currently upside down right now.
Have you forgotten already what you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law.
And now you must defend yourself on the court of the ocean. It'll be like that time, but if you fuck it up, we'll throw you overboard. Ah, I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot in my pockets. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. For some reason, they gave me the paper seal back.
Yes!
Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Still upside down, by the way.
Oh, yes, it was. I remember clearly.
I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there, just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well.
Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them.
So he tampered with the crime scene.
I have a feeling that Sherlock Sholmes, Herlock Sholmes there really doesn't care about that kind of shit.
No. But if I truly were the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own. I am not psychic.
Yes, that's quite true.
In other words, ergo, ipso facto, it is impossible that I killed Kazuma. If the paper seal fits, you must acquit.
Damn it. Well, even you are all sprawled hopelessly on the floor.
That's right, been upside down this entire time.
She likes you. I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you. Was
By
it
the way-
really that hard of a deduction? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was about to say, is it really that hard of a deduction?
No, Ryunosuke is a dork, but he's cool. Also, I just want to put this in perspective for everybody at home. This means Ryunosuke, still upside down, reached into his back pocket and was like, hey, this piece of paper, was it stuck there? Just brandishing it to her. Thank you,
That sounds
Susato-san.
anime as fuck.
Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? I'm still handcuffed. Okay, cool. The blood's leaving my pounding headache now. Cool.
Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here at least.
Thank you. So you finally believe me?
No. I'm sorry. No.
Shit.
Nani? Sorry.
Yeah, Nani? No, whatever will I do without this 16-year-old girl's approval?
I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put this back in position. Excuse you. Conjuring trick?
Yeah, I also do not believe this will be the last time Ryunosuke is accused of black magic in this game. Just a heads up, everybody. What does she think I am, a magician? I'm pretty sure Ryunosuke is an English student, as in like English lit and language and stuff.
For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here.
Because, the first case was so long, we didn't get to this part of the tutorial yet.
I'll do the same.
All right. Let's get to work, Susato-san.
Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts.
Oh.
I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. Oh, what about everyone else? I wouldn't want you to use your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example.
Right. My conjuring tricks. Yeah, I'm just gonna get myself out of these cuffs. Because Harry Houdini hasn't started working yet. Anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death. I will pick up your sword and swear a blood oath. All right, okay, cool. We got this menu. All right, so we can examine, talk, move, present. I don't think we want to do any of those right now. Let's look around. There's this guy. Well, let's see. What do we want to look at first? There's a lot of things lying around.
Well,
Also, what the fuck? Is that a leg?
I'm pretty sure that's a turkey leg. It looks like
yeah. Okay. Well, we
turkey
can
leg
examine
knife.
that.
So there's an overturned table.
Yeah. Table's fallen over, swords on the floor, wall scroll. All of his books and shit are over. Something clearly happened in this boat. Because, everything is out of whack.
Was there, some sort of storm or disturbance last night?
Oops, no, that's going to be his desk. I wanted to click over. Maybe I did a different button for that.
This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing. Aha!
London Diary. Poor Kazuma. He didn't even make it to his destination.
It looks as though the last entry is incomplete.
Which means... What? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? How cliche is that? Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue.
God! That's out of the question!
What?
Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. Okay!
But what if it's important? Something relevant to the case?
She...
Okay, all right, I get it. I won't read it. Jeez.
Maybe she's not as into you as I thought. Poor Kazuma-sama.
I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? Alright, so we have accidentally looked at the desk. Maybe later.
Oh dear, that won't do.
Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san?
Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused, I forget to look around properly.
Ah, yes, that's not good at all.
I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruhodo-san?
Yeah, that was the button I was looking for before. Ah, okay, it's the D-pad.
Are you sure you're careful to look all around using left, right, aren't you? Now, let us investigate all corners of this cabin.
Okay, so... Yes! Let's do that. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. Subtle. Okay, so we can pivot over. We can see a pull cord, a vent.
Check that vent.
The vent.
I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. Well, it is highlighted. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin.
Well, I didn't vent, so I'm clearly not the imposter. Isn't that a little odd?
What do you mean?
Vent is sus. Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin.
Yes, it would appear to. You're right.
But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside.
That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way inside and then when the seas are rough or something like that. It is actually that moisture will absolutely destroy the interior of a ship.
I suppose. Maybe that's it. Especially an interior like this one. This is a cabin. There's like a bed. There's furnishings and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we can do wardrobe. A bed isn't anything. The pull cord is something. Chair's not anything. I mean, should we just, like, start at the pull cord and go, like, left to right?
Meticulous.
Yeah, and there's a lot of humor in these games, even if something isn't directly relevant if you click on it. So we'll just go down the line.
This is... Yes, it's a Belcor contraption, I think.
What do you mean, contraption?
I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants.
Susato-san, we are on a boat, and we're going fast. I do not have an Afghan. Really? That sounds almost magical. Like my conjurer's tricks. Just starts shooting lightning out of his hands. Shall we give it a little try?
Yes. In the interest of cultural research, obviously.
We're tourists. Jingle jangle.
Oh. I suppose no one comes for lowly Japanese people.
No. I'm sure this just everyone is busy. That's all. They're not systemically racist. It's not the 1900s. All right, my home sweet home, the wardrobe.
It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan.
It's technically 15 days, I believe.
Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruto-san?
Correct. I think living isn't quite the right description.
Oh, no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting, making this voyage in your own secret hideout.
Oh,
Sometimes
no.
I am...
She's a little extra.
She is 16.
Yeah. But the trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So, yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception.
But because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin.
Yes, I had no idea when my best friend fucking died. Thank you, Susato, for keeping to bring this up to me. No, sadly not.
Okay. All right. Wardrobe checked. Speaking
nope,
horn is
thing.
not.
We can check the trunk.
Check that trunk. That's a very large traveling case, isn't it?
Yeah, it fit me inside of it. It carries a lot of memories for me.
Actually, do you even have a change of clothes?
No, I'm pretty
mean?
sure I'm still wearing my university uniform. Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside this case.
Ah, yes, I see it says this way up in Japanese.
Which, in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewmen wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor in here.
Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. I love how every time it goes to the neutral phase, you just see that hint of a smile before she actually goes on to her next phase. It's like she's like thinking in glee of your suffering.
Well, it was less painful than a Susato takedown, I can tell you that. Only I won't say that out loud. Oh, no,
Okay.
The ink isn't one. Interesting. But we can do the outline.
Well, maybe it'll let us enhance.
Yes. Did Cosmo write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink.
He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor.
Hmm.
Then I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it.
Well, we haven't established cause of death, so we don't know nothing about nothing. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of clue in his final moments. Was he? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. I don't speak Russian.
I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san.
What? Then what language is it?
It pains me to admit it, but I don't know.
It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does this mean, I wonder? I'm sorry? Who's that? He wasn't here a minute ago.
Does he have a cloaking device?
As far as I can tell, I think he might be European.
Oh, how did he...
You've noticed the man too, have you? Good. I'm not just hallucinating. Sorry. I have no idea who he is or how he got it here, but he looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall.
Oh. Naruto-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is?
Susato, do I look like I read? Well, no, I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. Not since I killed Dr. Wilson. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. And is he investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell.
Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him.
Must we?
This girl kind of gives me MASH vibes.
Am I just imagining it, or does Susato-san look almost uncontrollably excited?
By the way, I expect that you've noticed already, but just in case. If you press X on people when they're at the crosshairs, you can converse with them.
Alright then. I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights. And I'll see what he has to say for himself.
Oh, please do.
Well, he did go into our backswing, so we'll do it. Excuse me. Excuse me. Do you have a moment? Shh. This is a critical point in my investigation. Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly.
Yes, perhaps that would be for the best.
Weren't you really gung-ho to... Greetings! I hope I haven't kept you long.
Ah! God, he is tall!
What exactly were you doing on Kazuma's desk just now? Ah, I see. Fascinating. Sorry? What do you see? He feels like he's looking right through me. Oh yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. And just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken.
I am quickly losing confidence in this man.
Sorry, what? And now, while venturing towards foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament.
I mean,
Oh.
that's correct.
Well, that's true at least.
But how?
How the deuce did I know that, perhaps?
Maybe because I'm handcuffed?
It was really a most elementary deduction. Hardly worth explaining.
Yeah. Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else?
But of course, a great many things.
You are a man! Wait.
There is no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being as you are a merciless revolutionary. Huh?
What?
You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower.
What?
Double what? And when the beribboned occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Aha!
Beribboned.
I've got you. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. Yes. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes.
Please, Ryunosuke, I need you to explode in anger.
Just to be clear, you are talking about me, are you? Certainly I am. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name? I don't even see one person who fits the bill.
Wait, what if it is actually a Russian assassin? He's just playing some fucking Long Kong.
Oh, no, Susato, no.
Susato! So
Can't
it's
believe this
true.
crazy man.
God damn it. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama. I was with...
What?
And you're plotting a revolution, too. No, we're already past that. It's shameful behavior, Naruto-san. Absolutely wicked. Where did...
No, listen, there's no way I... Ah!
Oh,
This is the third time. My bones.
now explain yourself. Tell me everything.
This is ridiculous. Also, my spine.
How could you do it?
For pity's sake, open up your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously.
Oh, forgive me.
And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came into your head. Ah, but was I not right? Whilst venturing towards foreign climes, you do find yourself in a most troubling predicament, do you not? Well, yes, maybe. Ha! There you have it, you see. What do you make of that? Well, to be honest.
I mean, only getting 1 in 4 right is 25%, and that's a failing grade in most climes that I know.
This ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So I'm not really sure you could call it a deduction, more of a plain observation. Indeed! And observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction.
I mean,
My method is found upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings with brassy certitude. And more often than not, I'm right!
Lies.
I don't think you introduced yourself. Ah, my apologies. How remiss of me. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. The inimitable Herlock Sholmes! I have
I
a
do like the
violin
premise.
let my teeth.
So it's really you, the actual Herlock Sholmes.
Except no substitutes, baby. The very same!
Sick pipe.
The inimitable, actual Herlock Sholmes. Do you know this man, Susato-san? Sorry, I looked over at chat.
The most famous detective in the world? Naruto-san. Of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him.
Guess I'm nobody then. What
mean,
planet have I been living on then?
How can I not have heard of this world's biggest buffoon? We must ask him what he's deduced. He will have worked out the entire case already. I'm sure.
I'm not so sure
I-
about that. Listen,
I
I
don't
know
know.
how this game works. I'm not sure about that.
I'm gonna laugh if there was actually a Russian assassin on board, though.
Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this? Okay, let's converse. So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name
Yeah.
again?
Meitante.
Indeed, I am none other than the one and only Herlock Sholmes. Oh, I see. You're German? Herlock, was it? No. I have no hair. I mean, I have hair. Please call me Sholmes. Thank you. Being eccentric is my bit. You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication.
Oh yes, Rance Magazine. full of wonderful short stories and interest articles from Great Britain. We do not need an advertisement right now.
What? Hold on. Why do I hold on? Do I have to tell YouTube this is sponsored? Is this a paid advertisement for a magazine that doesn't exist?
I never miss an issue. I have it sent from England specifically.
Holy
You know
shit!
how it's
Professor
been?
Mikotoba must be loaded.
I know. Fuck.
Damn, I didn't think being a university medical professor paid that good. Shit. Yes, here it is. The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes. So, you're the protagonist in a series of short stories, then. This got a little meta. Indeed I am. And you've
Fabulous
read so
poses.
many of your own stories, you've started to think you really are a detective. God, Ryunosuke with the bad stam. Make no mistake. I'm not the poor deluded fellow you take me for.
I have yet to see evidence to the contrary, my fellow.
Your inference is backward. Backward? Yes. My trusty biographer records my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in the magazine. You have a biographer, do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London. Dr. Wilson? I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Yes. Why, this very moment, I am returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown. Really? I can't work out whether or not I should take this man seriously. Deduction, you see, is to me as a science. Logical reasoning in its purest form.
Science?
Yeah, we have those in Japan, Susato. Really?
I need him to tell me his observation that makes me say I'm coming from fucking Afghanistan, where I am clearly a Japanese person in Japanese clothes on a ship coming from Japan.
Yeah, I don't think you wear an all-black school uniform in Afghanistan. The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in his subject. No, we're not playing that game, Herlock. A furtive glance, a twitch of a muscle, a slight inclination of the posture, fingernails, arm sleeves, photos on the skin. All of these things are data. Right. And so the trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. Just like that, you see? I blinked. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago. How could he look me in the eye and claim that? So you see, I have a turn both for observation and deduction and fame.
That's 3 things!
That is what makes me the one and only Herlock Sholmes. Almost fucked it up.
I don't know if I really want to talk to this guy anymore.
I'm pretty sure it's mandatory.
God damn it. I am losing brain cells right now.
Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet? I'm going to play Ryunosuke. He's very sarcastic with this. Have you managed to deduce anything? My dear fellow! Who do you suppose discovered the culprits in his most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the greatest detective before you now, Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
You couldn't have seen shit if you didn't have weird-ass fucking goggles.
Ah, I see. In other words, I'm in these now because of him.
When I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning, I summoned all the crew members to force the cabin door open.
But there were like 2 guys here earlier. How many people are on this ship? And I concealed myself among them, but gaining entry to the scene of the crime. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective, Herlock Sholmes, was on board. And the handcuffs seem to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruhodo.
Pretty sure I can promote you with these.
No, you can't. I'm so very tall. Aha! The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, 2 facts were immediately apparent to me. Oh, really? 2 facts, you say? Yes, of course. Oh shit, my dialogue evolved. Well, we definitely got to go through all the boxes. Mr. Sholmes, tell us, please, what 2 facts were apparent to you when you came into this cabin this morning, and are they fake?
I bet one's real, one's fake.
Ah, yes, but first, let us be precise. The 2 facts in question were immediately apparent to me. Yeah, I understand, but what were they? Allow me to elucidate. My vocabulary is very large. The 2 facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows.
One.
Number
I was on
one.
a ship.
The cabin was locked from within, rendering the escape of the culprit out of the question. Number 2. Even though I only held up 1. The victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance. Hold on, Mr. Sholmes. What made you think the victim was Russian? Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. I have no idea how to pronounce that. That is the Russian word for wardrobe.
Do you really think Kazuma-sama could have left a dying message in Russian?
In their final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head. For this young man, Russian. That's not right. Kazuma was Russian, was he?
Actually, is it a Russian assassin? Kazuma wouldn't have written it in Russian if he had the chance. He would have written in Japanese.
Yeah. Ideally, Kazuma would have, consigned his death poem and then, like, had a sakura blossom gently float down on his head if he could. Initially, I considered Garderobe may have perhaps have been the name of a killer, a certain Robert Gard, perhaps. But, in the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe, at least.
Where you found Mr. Naruto sleeping soundly. I'm pretty sure I was knocked out, put back into it, and then the fucking Russian assassin wrote that next to Kazuma-san's body.
Quite so! I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer! Why is it that I'm Russian, too?
Actually, what language are we even speaking right now?
I would assume probably Japanese, but could be English.
Mm-hmm.
I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people.
Our school uniforms are the traditional dress of the Russian people? I had no idea. Actually, where did the basis of
yeah, I don't know where the black uniform came from. The sailor suit, obviously, is literally inspired by British naval uniforms. But... and I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong. I took a photograph of the victim and the message, that I might analyze it for possible hidden details. Yes. Puff, puff. Look at this picture. It's your dead friend. How do you feel about that?
I see something wrong with this picture all fucking ready. Look at that finger.
Yeah. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed. Yes, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this. You know, dead.
Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Okay, why do we switch between Mr. Naruhodo and, like, Sama and stuff?
Maybe that's to indicate we are speaking in English?
Maybe. I don't know.
Because, you know, Herlock Sholmes, called me Mr. Naruhodo before. By the way, how did he know that one? Did he overhear her using my name? Oh, yes, thank you. The photograph of the crime scene has been entered into the court record.
Yes, because there's a clue in there.
Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes? What, pray? You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that? Ah, yes. The train of reasoning that led me to the truth. Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me, do you think? Certainly, if it interests you. How many times... I'm not Russian, and I don't speak Russian.
You should just say that.
Alright, your deduction just now. Can we talk about from your deduction from before? The things you concluded about me, I mean. Ah, yes. Now the famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in.
Technically, that's true, but...
Actually, it was the other details I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part? Because the only person I've ever assassinated was Dr. John H. Wilson. Shit. Ah, yes, the sordid details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline... Wait, hold on. How did we get this morning's paper? We're in the middle of the ocean. The main headline reads... Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was the young Russian was murdered. Okay, so we got last night we stopped in Shanghai and took this morning's paper. Got it.
Okay.
So when was Kazuma a Russian? Also, damn, 2 weeks to Shanghai. Shit. No wonder this takes forever.
It sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the floor.
Yeah, there's several wrong things there. It was a
Yes.
simple act of reasoning to realize the culprit of this crime scene was the same merciless revolutionary. One who would kill the very man who helped him escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you, villain Bolshevik. No. How could it be me? I don't look anything like this guy. Look at his face.
Look at that nose.
Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well. Oh, please. Stop. And, might I add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more? Well, that's because I'm a stowaway. But I stowed away in, Japan.
Listen, it'd be very clear if just Susato would just say, the only way I could have got on the ship is that we left Japan 2 weeks ago where she last saw me.
Yeah.
There's no way I could fucking jog to Shanghai. God
No.
fucking damn it.
No, like, the only way you could do that is if you caught, like, a short hop to, like, Busan or something and trained your way. That's still, like, a giant dog leg. You cannot do that.
I'm slightly getting inferior. Like, I know this is, like, this kind of case is supposed to be, distilled down so things are, easier to, like, understand and whatnot. But just some of these giant leaps in logics and obvious, what's the word I want to use?
Oh, yeah, no.
These obvious obfuscations of actual logic is kind of infuriating.
It actually, there's kind of a fun, there's gameplay to this later. Herlock Sholmes is normally full of shit. We'll work on that. That's part of the mechanic. I think the idea is that Susato's supposed to be a huge fan, so she, being a 16-year-old girl, just assumes everything he says is correct, and then we basically have to be like, no, evidence, Susato-san. It's not correct.
Wait, are we actually gonna turn fucking Herlock Sholmes into an actual great detective? Is that what's gonna happen?
Well, we'll just have to see and find out. The detective's great deduction. We'll see if we can get that far tonight. How long have we been going? An hour.
What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower.
Ah, yes. The journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all the particulars in the article. The deeds the man has perpetrated thus far, those he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There can be no mistake.
There's plenty of mistakes. Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder?
I don't know about the part where you said I was returning from Afghanistan. It's quite clearly stated here in the article. Bolshevik has recently returned after a period of subversive activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan.
Your deduction is based off of reading a fucking newspaper,
It is today's newspaper. Where even is that, anyway? This Afghanistan place. This game originally came out in, 2016, by the way.
Well, real talk, I do like Sholmes' design here. I think he has a really swag look, and I like his gestures. And the way he talks I find interesting, too. He seems very flamboyant. I just can't get over these wild accusations. It is literally at odds of everything I know about Sherlock Holmes, and I can't. It's hard for me to disconnect.
He also has a bitchin' theme with the violins. Here, take the paper for yourself. There's a little memento of this great deduction. Thank you. I've absorbed all that is of interest to me within its pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby. Therefore, I shall put it in your back pocket. Yes. And you may find the article on the back page of interest as well. On the back. Cast your eye over it sometime if the interest takes you. Though you may need someone to interpret. It's all written in Russian. I couldn't hope to... Wow, Russian newspaper in Shanghai. Damn.
Russian
But I suppose it wouldn't hurt to just glance at the article. There might be a picture or two. Was there a big Russian presence in Shanghai? I know several Western countries did have major ports of call in Shanghai.
I don't know.
The Boxer Rebellion and all that. Okay. I think we're just about to take a quick break from Mr. Sholmes, so let's wrap up this last dialogue box. Before we started talking, you were examining Cosmo's desk, weren't you? Cosmo? Ah, yes, the victim.
Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all?
Susato-san, I don't think you understand how this works. I, Herlock Sholmes, am not useful in any way. Ha ha! Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim. We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text. London diary. Cosmo was keeping notes of the trip. Ah, but I don't think you should read his private writings. It could upset people.
She's literally gonna be okay with it.
Tragic! And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading. You mean you've read it already? It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what a Susato takedown is. Bold assumption, Ryunosuke. Susato-san? Aren't you going to throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns?
I'm sorry, Noto-san. What on earth do you mean?
Life is so unfair.
It sounds
Ain't
like
that the truth, brother?
Sounds like a typical Japanese protagonist.
Anyway, to return the matter at hand, namely this diary belonging to the victim. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. He was murdered clearly with a sword. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as to the details. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese? A smattering, dear boy, a smattering. Sayonara, bonsai, mikado. Nado nado. I trust you're suitably impressed. But this diary is littered with complicated-looking characters, of which I can read precisely none.
Anji's a bitch, yo. Don't break your back, man.
So what was that showing off about before, then? Dude, have you met me? I'm Herlock Sholmes.
If you'd be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes.
I'm much obliged, my dear madam.
The final entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary consists of just two short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound.
A whistling sound? These are very deep waters. Pray, go on.
The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
Ah, a grill. A speckled band? What on earth does that mean? I don't know, maybe it's a title drop.
I have no idea. I never heard of that expression before. Kazuma-san, why were you writing about something hanging from your ventilation shaft?
The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring to the lattice there on the wall, which connects the adjoining cabin. Yes, the adjoining cabin, where the imposter went. Cosmo's diary has been entered in the court record. So, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being, at least.
Do you have somewhere to go?
Please. I love Herlock Sholmes, but I can only take him so much. As it happens, the victim's writing in his diaries have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe. And if I am still too long, the seasickness take hold. That's why I keep moving around like a noodle man.
Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to.
Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence, the truth shall become soon clear enough. Never mind that first truth I told you.
You are clearly high on the opiates.
Do you think perhaps that we could go with you?
No, we have more things to investigate here.
No. That would be somewhat complicated. What? But why? A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer. We really worked hard on this animation. Oh, please.
Am I just gonna be arrested at like every port I go to?
No, thank God, but it is 2 in a row. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter, no? There's no point in trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. Just quiet blinking. You must be joking! You just said it only a moment ago! Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing.
He did. Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that too. He did say that there was a Russian assassin that did it.
You're quite sure. Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know. Not really. So, what, were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. Well, anyway, that was then and this is now. What do you mean? What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. Now he's just being plain rude. I'm English, don't you know?
I am starting to think that he's playing some sort of weird game here.
And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humor is as twisted as his name.
Naruto-san, what are you just standing there for?
I'm sorry? What?
We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well. We still have half a fucking room.
Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? There's no way I can...
Why?
4! Somebody in chat start doing a Susato takedown counter.
After Kazuma-sama spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up.
I
So
am
now you fucking
handcuffs.
believe me? You're just gonna roll over and accept your fate? I want to finish investigating this room.
As if you gave me any choice of the rolling over part. Oh, my bones.
I am. Oh, God. I want to slap people.
I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door. Because, you know, there's still a Russian crewman on the front door.
Good idea.
The situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of this. And bring the real culprit to justice.
Justice.
Okay, where the fuck were we?
We were at the...
Yeah, we did that.
The Steam.
And there's a little check mark to let us know, so let's do the bookshelf. What were you saying, Lucky, before I get into that?
No, I'm sorry, like... I know that, like, Herlock Sholmes was all, like, said, like, the culprit... Like, he did look at us while he was saying that, but I do think he was just stating that the culprit was that dude on there. Why he's saying that to us, though, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, he's, like, clearly a weirdo, but he does have some direction of stuff, and he did give us a shitload of stuff in the court record, actually. Let's pop some open. What do we got here? Crime scene photograph, magnifying glass, thingy.
I'm gonna tell you guys right now, if someone dipped their finger into a pot of ink to write a fucking message, that finger would be covered in ink. Keep that in fucking mind.
Yeah, I think they showed some in the cutscene, but you can't really see it from this angle. It was only on the bottom. It's a little weird. It does not look right. Let's see. Article. So
we need to rotate.
This is interesting.
Have you found something relevant, Naruto-san?
No, but it looks like it might be interesting.
I can't read a single word, I'm afraid.
Nope.
Is that?
Nor can I, but this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think?
She's very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you?
I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. What the fuck?
Yeah!
Where did you come from? You left already. I'm glad you've noticed this article. That's Sato.
Ah! Sorry.
Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents.
Pretty sure that headpiece is the fucking Crystal Tower.
Thank you. He pops up everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes. It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. A renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. There, by the way, you guys can't see them. They're extra hand gestures when I'm acting as Herlock Sholmes. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She's, of course, the talented, young Nikolina Pavlova. Why are Russian names so hard to remember? It appeared the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room. Wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles. Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles?
I have no idea, but I'm quite sure it must be an unbelievable sum of money.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck the ruble was doing in the early 1900s.
Ah.
Susato-san's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves. The tiara is the property of the Novovich Ballet, and it seems the director is besides himself with worry. Yes, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They've requested international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain.
This be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country.
It does seem to be the Russian thing to do.
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Anarodo. You're the one who said it!
Article about the balloon is entered in the court record. Swag, double evidence. And then diary. Okay, that's just the text of the stuff. Okay. All right, cool. Bookshelf!
Bookshelf!
The books have all fallen over on the shelf. Look, they're all toppled the same way.
And what's this? Some statue of a god of the sea. Although he's fallen over as what? Well, Poseidon got pissed, yo!
So this is canonically why Poseidon wants your figurines. The Poseidon figurine fell over, and now he will take his revenge on all figurines. Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked, and everything mown down all at once. Are we sure that's the conclusion you want to draw from this one, Ryunosuke?
I wonder if... Perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think? What was he doing? Fucking energy blasts?
I seriously doubt it.
Then perhaps... it was you, Naruhodo-san, in a fit of rage.
I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess with a few books on a statue. Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder? Probably, especially now that you've said that. Oh, we're zooming.
Enhance. You're about to get thrown. Oh, wait, no, it's Susato. Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess. If you had tried to do that, you would have got thrown.
Probably. I really... there's no new dialogue, but I wish we could zoom in on the statue. Okay. There's some important red boxed thing. Well, okay. My sensitivity's a little sticky. Zoom. These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Burya.
It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board.
Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabin. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Just the zoom out to the sword on the floor.
I know, right? Gee.
What? Why are you staring at me?
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking.
Do not call me a pet. Do not call me a pet.
It's gonna happen. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? I fucking knew it. I can't decide.
Susato, you're like... Hold on, math. 7 years younger than me. Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. True facts, brother. Okay, oh, yep. Now something on this scuff mark. What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. Whatever the thing was, it appears to have broken clean in two.
That's a sword. Something got sorted. The black glass is such a beautiful color. It looks like a cute little Netsuke fastener from a kimono outfit.
I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried around a cute little trinket like this around with him, would he?
He might have. In the mark beside it, what is it, I wonder? It has a sort of brick-like hue.
Well, it's probably not dried blood. You're right, this is the color of brick, isn't it? How very Japanese, Naruhodo-san. Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere in the cabin. I know that sometimes shoes are reddish. Could it be like a shoe polish scuff mark?
I think it's not the proper shape for that. It's way too big.
Yeah, it's some kind of like scuff, but I don't know what it is. Box? Not tea. It's not like a tea stain. It's a track mark.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at the turkey leg. That's my dinner. Oh, that's a chicken.
Ah.
Is that the whole ass chicken? A roast chicken. It was rather tasty.
Ate that whole wing.
Tastes
Yes,
pretty
it
good.
was. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here?
I'm not a
meter
dog,
is it-
Susato-san. I ate at the table like a human man. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor.
But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he?
No, that's right. So he didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me. Also, someone in chat says that it was about 1.5 million
Sick.
was the TR conversion. So, yeah, that's that in 1900s dollars. Literal fortune.
Oh no. Does that mean poor Kazuma-sama spent his life not on this earth with an empty belly? It's just too horrible.
Ugh, now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. Wait, why would I have an achy stomach?
Can you go on the table?
Yes. Because the tablecloth is fucking destroyed.
There's nothing on this table at all. The plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason. Maybe because the fucking tablecloth got yanked.
Yes, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still... No, wait a minute. Hold on.
What is it?
That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all.
You were drugged! Oh! Gee. So then perhaps, are you responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama?
No, hold on, come on.
I think someone drugged Kazuma's food thinking that he was going to eat it and tried to break into his room, and Kazuma was all like, "The fuck?"
Taste the
struggling.
fatal sting of my blade.
That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it.
Yes, he was always saying that a Japanese man's katana is his soul.
Tamashi. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip.
I mean,
I'm surprised
he probably just used his air slash on him.
I'm surprised that the government lets him have a sword at all.
I suppose that just shows that... Blah. I suppose that shows just how important it was to him. And now he's gone. But I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. Take the sword.
Take it. Take the legacy.
All right, what did you hang up on the wall? I don't recognize these characters.
Seigi.
Oh, it is
Justice.
Seigi, the Japanese word for justice. The brush starts straight and true, just like Kazuma. I don't know if that first part's correct.
Yes. His calligraphy was always a reflection of his heart. He really likes those sharp thrusts, it seems. Yet can you really look at these characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoughtfully?
Of course I can! I am on the side of justice, Susato. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to?
Gee. Even though you stowed away on the ship, I'm pretty sure I was half kidnapped.
Now you're gonna bring that up, are you? I can't win. Women, am I right? Am I right, Ruski sailor? Excuse me. Pardon me. Let me the fuck out.
What?
I was wondering if I'd ask you a favor. We are definitely speaking English now. Would you mind if I investigated outside a little bit?
Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but that is not true, I see.
Damn. Double-fisted racism. I'm sorry?
The criminal asking prison guard to help him escape. Very funny.
We're in the middle of the sea. There's no chance of me escaping.
Yet. You stay in this cabin until next port. Then it's up to Hong Kong police to decide what to do with you. What they do with you. You stay.
All right. There's no point trying to appeal to this man's better nature, that's for sure. Okay.
Can you check the door?
We can look at the door. Let's see.
When I went for help and the crewman forced the door open,
Zoom.
this bolt had been firmly closed.
No. That bolt is huge. Look at that Russian man in perspective to that bolt. That is solid brass, my dude.
I'm starting to wonder if there was like some sort of major action, because riddle me this. If all those items on that shelf, like where's I have to look at my hammer, shoved to the shelf with enough force, wouldn't that actually slide a bolt to left as well? Locking a door?
Yeah, that could have happened, especially considering he's talking about how light it is. With the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure. But we're genre savvy. We know a locked room mystery when we see it. There's a way around that. And everything is fucking Shrek'd in here. No wonder everybody suspects me. That was an internal monologue, Susada-san. When she glares at me like that, I feel tense all up and down my spine. Like she's gonna throw my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel. The culprit used a needle and thread to draw a bolt across from outside the situation of this.
If you read detective novels, you feel like you should be a little bit more genre. She has a book! Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself.
Yeah, I noticed.
But the door of this cabin and this frame are made of metal, and they seal together perfectly.
That is true. It is a bulkhead door.
There'd be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid. Gee.
She glares at me like that. I feel pins and needles all up and down my spine. My poor spine. Oh-ho! What's this? Hey, look over there. And then he dives in the porthole, even though there's not one.
The crewman, do you mean? He wasn't there before, was he? People just have the ability to teleport, apparently.
Yeah, the graphics on opening the door were clearly too expensive, so we have to just have them teleport. That's what I thought.
Why don't we try talking to him? I mean, I already know who this is. I gotta try to remember his fucking voice.
Probably because I'm likely to get yelled at again, but I suppose I could try. And we do the examine. Oh, we're right here. Is that?
Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san?
No. It's just that crewman standing by the door. I can't help feeling like I've seen him somewhere before.
Oh, yes, you're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir. Yes. What can I do for you?
Blink. I recognize that face, but it cannot be. It is!
I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosonaga.
In international waters?
I love that he still has the fucking butler pose, even though he's a sailor now.
Yeah.
Hello again.
What are you doing here?
I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you, my heart stopped. I don't even remember my accent for this fucking dude.
I think you were a little more, like, literally throaty, like a little choky because he coughs, but it's about the
Nearly
right range.
stopped. Nearly stopped, I hope. I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew and board this ship.
Again?
You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector. If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask.
Well, I can't break these cuffs, so... I never expected to see this man on board. But perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation.
It's so hopeless. I mean, converse.
Yep. Well, let's find out his special orders. So what are your special orders this time, Inspector?
Yes. And why are you dressed as a member of the crew?
I just love this fucking sprite with the glasses. Shing!
I'm so sorry.
Hmm?
This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. All right, you put on these fucking cuffs.
For what?
My orders were to act as Asogi-san's bodyguard.
Well, you fucked it up.
You fucked up. You have fucked up now. It was the Minister of Justice, Justice is fucking.
Yeah, he is Judge Jigoku.
Yeah. I know last time I mentioned he like reminds me of King Enma, but no, it is just
Yeah.
literally this. Who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead? And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asogi-san's reached Great Britain without being assassinated.
Why would he be at risk of being assassinated? Hold on. Assassinated?
I'm pretty sure.
How could that even be a possibility?
Secrets! They're secrets!
Fucking metaplot.
I'm not sure. But these are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers.
Almost like there could be a world war at any minute.
Minister Jigoku said we should prepare for all eventualities.
This is incredible.
I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama was assassinated? I don't think he was actually assassinated. I think that was just bad luck. Obviously, we couldn't give Asogi-san a visible security escort.
Why?
Why not?
Why not? Come on, you don't have like a bucket full of guys at the Army Officers Academy who could want to go to England? Burly guys?
Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew.
Hell, I mean, if the Minister of Justice wanted this to be so safe, don't we, Japan, own a traveling vessel? We could have sent him direct. Why are we traveling on a public Russian vessel? Especially because the Ruskies don't like us.
Actually, I don't believe the Japanese Navy is actually that strong right now.
True, they probably haven't had time to build up. But I mean, you could still get a civilian vessel owned by somebody who's Japanese, right? Like, when was the Russo-Japanese War?
I believe it was pre-World War I because
Yeah, it was definitely pre-World War I.
let me see here. I will look it up.
I'll move to the next tech block until you're ready.
It was 1904, so like in 2 years.
Yeah, so pretty close.
And I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time we've been on board, from morning until night, every day.
That's not entirely true because I didn't see you.
But I never imagined it would happen here, inside his own cabin, not here on the first class deck.
Ooh, this is first class. Well, they sprung for a nice ticket. But also, seriously, we got a first class single occupancy. We couldn't like get me a second cot.
I failed miserably at my assignment, and Asogi-san is dead as a result.
True facts.
I'm a disgrace. All I can do is humbly apologize.
Yes, very Japanese of you. Inspector.
So if there's anything at all I can do to help now, just say the word.
That's going to be the transition to this. We're doing what we can to investigate Kazuma's death ourselves.
I thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer.
Of course not.
We'd really like to investigate the cabin next door. I'm pretty sure she just wants to get hang out with Schmomes there.
Yes. So we need to be allowed out of this cabin. I'm also pretty sure Susato has an animation with her like two fists balled up where she like does the little shaky fist thing. She's very excited. Oh, don't be sad.
I'm sorry.
What?
You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. If you move to even touch the handle of the cabin door, that stormy-looking seaman will surely snap your neck in two. Oh, he looks like he could do it.
I suppose I'm not just a stowaway now. They think I'm a murderer as well. But I also really want to be let out of this room. We have been stuck in this cabin for an hour and 40 minutes.
Would it be possible to give me something to work with, do you think? I'm going to need something persuasive.
Ah, he requires evidence.
What do you mean? If I had a solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example, I'd do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I'd lay my life on the line if I had to.
But I don't see how.
There may be a way.
What? Really?
Think of how you tried to persuade me of your innocence, Naruhodo-san. By presenting me with a piece of evidence that you already had in your possession.
That is an option on the menu. Evidence?
It's just the same as when you are in court. You must have done it many times during your trial. Simply select the present panel, and choose some evidence
There you go.
that Inspector Hosanaka could use.
So, evidence that would give us a viable reason to investigate the next door cabin, is it? All right. Yes. I think I might know what we can use. Let's see if I can present the detective with evidence he needs to persuade the captain. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the diary.
I feel like it's
So
a
we
diary.
back out. We go to present. The diary is the one that mentions the cabin. Let's double check. Yeah, dangling from the ventilator grill, so.
A speckled band. What's that?
It's Kazuma's diary.
Just before he died, Kazuma-sama wrote something rather strange in his diary. Strange? In what way? He wrote, what looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. A speckled band? That is strange.
Yes, we're still trying to work out what he meant by that. But what I'd like to know is...
Don't tell me. The ventilator, is it? You're very astute, Inspector. Shah! The ventilator clearly joins to the next door cabin.
That's right, so if we can investigate in there, we might be able to work out what the speckled band was.
Oh. All right, then. I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. Why? The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you.
But I'm still handcuffed.
Really? You're willing to do that? Yes, as long as you don't leave the first cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs, though.
Okay, so I'm just gonna walk around the cabins with my handcuffs. But what about the captain? Aren't you going against his direct orders?
I'm a man of my word.
And also I'm wearing white, so...
And I promise you I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Asogi-san safe. This is the least I can do.
Thank you.
Let's seize the moment then, Naruhodo-san. Just select move and we can leave this cabin at last.
At last. Move. All right, let's see what we can find out. All right. The move menu. This is a new location to the passageway.
9th January, 7:48 a.m.
God, it's
SS
early.
Booyah. First class cabin, passageway.
Also, it's been about an hour 45 real time. How long ago was it that we woke
I don't
up
remember.
here? Chat, if you want to double check me. I have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting. It's less spacious out here than I thought it would be. And this is the most luxurious accommodation. Yeah, boats are tiny. Everything is cramped.
Well, it's not so much things that think their boats are tiny. It's that space is
space is a
space is a
premium.
bit of premium. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Kazuma-sama was being sent on the study tour by the government. That's how he's being put up in a first-class cabin. Even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodation in steerage.
Really? That must be awful. Oh,
Whoa.
look over there. There's another crewman keeping watch. And he looks enormous, even though he's sitting down. What do they feed these people?
I will fucking break you.
The door next to him leads to the second-class accommodation.
Well, luckily, we don't have to fucking go there.
I suppose he's making sure that no one comes in here who shouldn't.
I suppose. Like people in handcuffs. Once again, we spent a lot of money on that animation.
Naruhodo-san, you look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time.
Do you go to a lot of toy shops?
I would have thought you had been used to this ship by now. We've been at sea for 2 weeks already.
I've been
stuck in the-
literally shut up in a wardrobe.
No one listens to me. God.
Well, yes, I know, but the thing is, I was inside Kazuma's trunk when I first came aboard. I never had an opportunity to walk inside. And ever since then, I've been shut up inside that little wardrobe.
It must have been a very trying time for you.
Yes, thank you. Please don't give me that pitying look. No, don't say that, Ryunosuke. Yes, take the pitying look. It's much better than the Susato takedown. All right, let's examine all the stuff. Map. This looks like a plan of the SS Burya. It shows each deck. Look.
Enhance.
The Booyah is a large-scale steamship with a triple-skinned hull. What a marvel of engineering.
Ah, the latest fashion. Well, it's been playing on my mind for a while now, actually, but how is it that such a huge lump of metal doesn't sink to the bottom of the ocean? I didn't take any
Buoyant.
physics courses at the university, don't you know?
Buoyancy, baby.
Oh, that's really quite simple, Naruhodo-san.
It is? Keeping in mind, once again, Susato is 16 and she is a woman in, Taisho, Japan. But she has a book.
Well, consider the Japanese
Oh, no,
archipelago.
never mind. She's going to give us a wrong answer.
No, it's gonna. Yeah.
The islands of Japan?
Yes. They're not metal, but they're enormous lumps of lurds many, many times larger than this ship.
This fucking child.
And they don't sink, do they? They've been floating happily on the sea ever since the god created them.
You're even getting your own fucking myths wrong.
I suppose so. We're just going to ignore that one.
Just ignore it.
Mousetrap.
Cheese.
Ah, a trap for catching mice.
Always a problem on sea. Yes, we have plenty of those back home in Japan. Oh, they seem to be using a lump of chalk or something as bait. This is also very Japanese. What is dairy?
Let me see. Yes, I think that's what's called cheese. It's made from the milk of cows.
Cheese? I don't know what that tastes like. How does it taste?
You can't eat it, Naruhodo-san. The traps will snap shut on your fingers.
Really? But I suppose you're right. We'll just have to get cheese
Ryunosuke.
elsewhere.
You weren't actually going to try it, were you?
All I've had to eat for the past couple of weeks is Kazuma's leftovers. You don't know how hungry I've been in that wardrobe.
Poor you. I'll find a little snack for you later.
She has gone from extremely suspicious to extremely pitying.
Yeah. Well, now that we're like both jazzed to investigate Kazuma's death, and all that stuff with the next door cabin. She's just like, oh my god, you've been shut up in a wardrobe for 2 weeks? Are you okay? What was it her profile said? People. It's the epitome of a refined Japanese lady. Yeah. Also, Herlock Sholmes, 34. Looks great. And Satoru Hosonaga, 29. I'm honestly a little surprised she didn't pull, a little snacky out of her other sleeve. Emergency bell, please, ring it. Do it.
It's very pleasing.
What do you think this is? It's a very pleasing shape, isn't it? It looks a little bit like a nipple. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
That's the emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it.
Oh, an alarm.
It says, press only in times of emergency. It looks as though it sets alarm bell ringing all over the ship and brings the vessel to a complete stop.
Oh, this I have to see.
What are you doing, Naruto-san? You mustn't touch it.
But this is an emergency situation. Just look at these handcuffs.
Oh shit, sassy.
You know full well that's not what the alarm is for.
I mean, I feel like it's what the alarm's for.
If you were to bring this vessel to a complete standstill for no good reason, you'd be in an even worse situation.
I don't know. I'm being framed for murder again.
I wish everything would just stop, this ship included. We're gonna unlock our stand powers. Za, water though.
If you have to do something foolish, at least make it something that doesn't affect anyone else.
Okay, so that's to the cabin, but let's see. We got shiny book. That's a huge book on that table there. And there's a pen next to it.
Yes, that looks like the ship's log.
Ooh. That's gotta have a clue in it. Shall we have a little look through it?
The writing is so neat and precise. Every detail aboard the voyage has been meticulously recorded.
You wouldn't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting. And, nothing. No reaction at all. I thought he might appreciate the compliment.
I'm not sure that rough and ready is much of a compliment, Naruto-san. Even to a sailor.
I mean, I don't know. He's Russian.
Anyway, last night's log is mostly blank.
Presumably that means there was nothing to report. Hey, you tough guy. I'll do this one since you had to do the last guy. Excuse me, but could I ask you something? You little stowaway murderer. That wasn't a good start, was it?
That wasn't a good start, was it?
Nah, that was me.
Oh, sorry, I thought that was...
Now this is you.
There it was.
All right, let me try instead.
She just fucking does a judo move and takes her to the ground.
Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but could you... I love you.
You? You little third-class lady's maid?
Damn.
Oh.
You seem to have caught the sailor on a bad day, Susato-san. I am not sailor. My mother gave me name. I am senior crewman Biff Stroganoff. The best thing is just to avoid eye contact, I think. Alright, let's talk to Beef Stroganoff. Mr. Stroganoff, about this first-class cabin area. Here we are in the finest part of Buria steamship. For very important persons. What sort of very important persons? Government officials, kings and queens traveling in secret, many important persons. This is why I'm always guarding this place. Gosh, that's amazing. But somehow I let stupid stowaway inside. I want to pick you up and throw you in the ocean. But Stroganoff is not animal. Thank you?
If I may, I was wondering. Is the cabin next to Mr. Asogi's currently occupied?
Bah! That one I can read. Sato-san, did you understand that?
It sounded like da. I think it's probably Russian for yes or no.
Genius. It is not permitted to visit other cabins without invitation. Well, it sounds like there's somebody in the next door cabin at least.
Yes, it's tantalizing.
Ah, extra dialogue. Could you tell us who's traveling in the cabin next door to Mr. Asogi's? His name is Mr. Grimsby Roylott. He is very important Western gentleman. A Western gentleman? Do not think about it. He has nothing to do with the murder of student boy. How can you be so sure about that? Are you sure about that? Mr. Roylott is authentic Western gentleman. Such a man would have no interest in lowly students from insignificant Far East Islands. All right, buddy.
Okay, why are we like so like, oh man, Western civilization is so great, and everyone else is like, you guys are fucking nobody.
Well, this game was made in Japan. That was harsh. This guy is also Russian.
Can you tell us when Mr. Roylott came aboard?
Also, no legendary. It's beef stroganoff is in the stew. That is not your business. Come to think of it, even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now, I've been in Cosmo's cabin the entire time. I've never once heard anything from the next door cabin, or even felt like there's anyone there.
Maybe it was
Suspicious.
only occupied last night.
Well, presumably, since this gentleman is occupying one of the first-class cabins, he must be rather important. Is that right?
That is not your business. I did not like how he answered that one. Are you on watch here all the time, Seaman Stroganoff? Da, all time. So criminals like you cannot come in or get out.
I wonder, could you tell us anything about last night at all?
I'm gonna guess no. It is sad about student boy. Were you on watch last night as well? Of course. And did you notice anything at the time? Anything unusual?
Yet.
Susada-san, did you understand that?
It was clearly a no.
I saw nothing unusual. Nothing at all. Nuclear vessel. And you didn't hear any strange noises or sense something was wrong in some way? I don't like how you're looking away from me and not making eye contact. I said no. Sorry, go in. I'm not so sure. I could have sworn that he wouldn't catch my eye for a moment there. I'm so glad they've got such high detail animations. Alright, I think we've exhausted everything from this guy. This is enough. I cannot say more now. Oh. It's time for me to report to Captain. You must return to cabin. Yeah, uh-huh. Bulkhead to second-class area is staying locked at all times. You escape when a lobster whistles on top of the mountain. Or as the English say, when the pigs fly. Is lobster whistling on the mountain an actual Russianism? It sounds like it is. Yes, I understand.
Good, now we can investigate this area properly. Shall we?
Definitely. Definitely. Alright, is there anything we missed or has new... Oh, logbook has new dialogue. Let's see if it's the same. No, it's just regular autoplay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's precise. Recorded.
Yeah, no, I just looked it up. When a lobster roast on it, that's a Russian idiom.
Ah, here we go. New dialogue. I think.
No, this is the.
Yeah, so this is the same. We just didn't have to interrupt for. Okay, so it is technically slightly different, but nothing really happened there. And is there anything new over here? We
Why
did
are
not
the
do
lights off
dialogue for
over
the
here?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's
That
like
light's
one
on.
light.
That light's off. That light's off. I don't see any fucking switches. Anyway, let's check out the cabin.
Investigate.
This is it. This is the cabin next to ours. The one the ventilator connects to. Mr.
Locked.
Mr. Naruhodo, why are you being so serious all of a sudden?
Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging.
Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Let's ask.
Knock, knock, baby.
Knock, knock. You know, polite knock.
No answer. We're out of luck, it seems. There's no one in there to help with our inquiries.
How annoying.
Mendoza.
There was an from inside the cabin.
Such a high-pitched scream. It must have been a woman.
I see. Who said that? It was I, Herlock Sholmes. Stand aside, I'm about to break this door down.
Mr. Sholmes!
I shan't be stopped. When the fit is on me, I revel in kicking doors off the hinges.
Please, wait, Mr. Sholmes. The door doesn't appear to be bolted.
I shall kick it off its hinges anyway. It doesn't? Then how the deuce can I dispatch this muscular urge? What, pray, can I kick? Just gonna hold that pose. I think we should go in. There's no time to think about stress relief. Throw the door open.
9th January, SS Buria. First class cabin, number 2.
We didn't want to say how much time it took you in the hallway.
Who are you?
A Western gentleman? This man looks Russian to me. We heard a woman scream.
A woman? Don't be absurd. As you can see, there's nobody but me in this cabin.
True, this old man does appear to be the only person in here. But in that case, who screamed?
Oh, that's a fucking disguise, ain't it? Get out, all of you, now.
Please excuse the intrusion, but you're Mr. Grimsby Roylott, I believe?
Yes, that's me. And you are...
I am the one and only, the actual Herlock Sholmes. You've heard of me, no doubt.
No.
I am a great detective among great detectives, one who adorns covers of popular magazines, no less. So I assure you, you may trust me completely. Would this face lie?
Yes.
That man uses the magazine like a business card.
A detective? I do not trust detectives.
We distinctly heard a scream emanating from within these walls. Got a little screechy there. Drink some water.
Oh.
But there wouldn't appear to be a lady concealing herself within the wardrobe at this time.
I bet there was a rat.
So, might I be so bold as to ask you to open that small traveling case?
What? Don't be stupid. How could anyone fit in a small trunk like that?
Well, it's quite fashionable these days, is it not? Traveling inside one's trunk. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. I'm sorry?
Oh my. Did you see that, Mr. Naruhodo?
I certainly did. Yes! The case just shook.
There's a rat in it. Leave, now! Otherwise, I'll call the steward.
That doesn't look like what you're threatening. So this is Kazuma's neighbor, Mr. Grimsby Roylott. There's no doubt about it. This strange Russian man is hiding something.
I couldn't agree more.
Susato-san, that was an internal monologue.
Esper.
Let's see if we can find some clues before that burly sailor returns.
You mean in here? Well.
God the fucking damn it. Why? Why?
Okay,
Why?
hold on. I gotta know. Do you have a moment, Mr. Sholmes? You need to only address me as Sholmes. That's what I just did, isn't it? Well, Mr. Sholmes, what were you doing in there? Why, I was resting, of course.
Resting?
Indeed. Just contemplating a sea voyage from the confines of this wardrobe whilst waiting. Waiting for the inevitable time. They would need to call my great powers of deduction into service.
Oh,
And it would seem the hour is upon us now. The time has come. Am I mistaken? Well, no, actually, you're spot on for once. Observe closely. Our Russian host in this cabin, Mr. Roylott, is clearly trying to hide something. And you know what the most effective weapon to use against a Russian hiding in secret?
Alcohol?
Why? The truth, of course!
Close enough.
Though it should be pointed out that such methods are not exclusively for the Russians. Right. Can you imagine how the Russian will react when the secret he guards so closely is exposed? Would you like to witness it?
oh, yes, please.
Well then, what you're about to see may as well astound you. For I am about to apply my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. All right,
was
it's
a lot of
time,
great.
boys. Could this man be a more hackneyed portrayal of a dubious Russian, I ask you?
What?
From time to time, it occurs to me. Is the fellow dubious on account of his Russianness, or Russian on account of his dubiousness? Wow.
That's a cut.
I don't think either of those things should be occurring to you, or anyone.
That's right. And Mr. Sholmes. I know this man's beard and dark glasses are hard to ignore, especially on first meeting, but I once read, it is a capital mistake to theorize before you have all the evidence. It biases the judgment.
What stupid
Wait.
motherfucker said that? It was you. Shh! I must have complete silence.
What are you doing? Why are you peering at my face like that?
Ah, just as I thought. Yes. I have quite made up my mind now. There can be no other explanation that accommodates all the facts. Mr. Roylott, I have reached two incontrovertible conclusions.
What do you mean?
Number one, your true identity is that of a villain. Using those shears, you're about to end the existence of something most dear. Are you not?
Ugh.
And number two, you have the conclusion I have drawn. You are, at this very moment no less, in the midst of committing a most grievous crime. Beneath that beard, your mouth quivers with nervous tension as you realize you have been discovered. Does it not?
Ugh.
Oh, Naruto-san. I never imagined I could witness one of Mr. Sholmes' great deductions with my own eyes.
Again, it's less deduction, more just observations.
That was a great deduction.
Nothing can deceive Mr. Sholmes. In a single glass, he can deduce all there is to know about a person.
Luckily, our Russian doesn't know that we're full of shit.
I'm not
What?
full of shit.
What ineffable twaddle! Wow, Ryanosuke's getting the vocabulary bug.
Oh, yes. I've read about it countless times in the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. And now I've experienced the astonishing impact of his great deduction firsthand.
I don't think Sholmes is wrong, but not in the way that everyone's thinking.
This is like a dream come true.
I can hardly believe it, but all the color has drained from Mr. Roylet's face. It looks like somehow both Mr. Sholmes' conclusions were right.
How? How could you?
How could I possibly know such things, you wish to say? But hold on, I'm about to do a pose. Very well then, I shall elucidate. I shall explain how it was that I arrived at this pair of conclusions. So do I cordially invite you upon a journey of logical discovery. Let's aboard the train of reasoning! Choo-choo!
I like this line, actually.
Put plainly, let's work through my deductions together.
I think I understand what's happening. What?
The game is afoot! I told you, are you guys ready to rock? It's time. So, the dubious-looking Russian, Mr. Roylet, obviously what catches the eye in the first place is the enormous pairs of shears in your hand. Now we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is staring us in the face. You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard you sport. Now, moving on.
Stop. Nope. Go back. We need to go back.
The question then begged is this. Why would you desire to rid yourself of this magnificent beard, Mr. Roylott? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on this matter. Regard, if you will, this morning's newspaper. In particular, the fascinating front page article.
It's not important. It's the back page article. God damn it.
Which, it would appear, you have also read, Mr. Roylott. Because it's in your front pocket. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary.
No. 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 So much no. Please.
In translation, the headline reads, Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. As you cannot fail to observe, the subject of this article possesses an extremely copious beard. It's so copious.
It is has a lot of volume.
Having noted the article yourself, you decided to remove your incriminating facial hair before it gave you away. In short, your true identity is beyond doubt. By the way,
I do love his gestures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are the fearsome Russian revolutionary himself, villain Bolshevik. Not that I've heard of you myself, you understand. Yes. Now, it's my second conclusion. You are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime.
Ugh.
Itched my head for a second there. And the proof of this crime? Over there. Oh yes, Mr. Roylott. Taken unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see.
Oh.
And I assure you, the eyes speak so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. I can't even see your mouth right now. The answer we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, that traveling case. It is time, I think, that the case be opened and its contents laid bare.
Just a fucking rat. No, I refuse.
What could you possibly be concealing inside, we ask?
Rat
By my
droppings.
estimation. A young lady, perhaps. One slight enough to fit therein. Don't know about that one, Sholmes.
Don't be absurd.
And what, pray, would the identity of this young lady be in the traveling case? Dear me. We are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless coup d'oeil to praise you. Ah, I don't know what the fuck that word means. Once again, we only need to follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason you refuse to open your traveling case can equally be found on the pages of the newspaper. For there is another most stimulating article on the back.
I wonder if there's a crown. I wonder if there's a crown and a rat in there.
If we turn from the fleeing revolutionary to the back page, like that. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. Such a headline can lead us to but one conclusion. Your crime is that of abduction. And according to this article, the young lady's name is Nikolina Pavlova.
I just imagine Naruhodo with his hand case just waving his hand in front of him, going, no. Because that's what I'm doing right now.
Herlock Sholmes, great deduction of the Russian enigma. Elemensky!
I would like to anime dropkick this motherfucker right now.
Susato-san. That wasn't one of the great deductions I've been hearing so much about, was it?
Well, the stories are full of Mr. Sholmes' brilliant deductions, you know. But that did seem a little different somehow.
Yeah, he seemed to get a couple of those things wrong. Excuse me, Mr. Sholmes, can you come over here for a moment? Can you run that back to me, dog? Pray, what can I do for you? It's about your deductions. Would you mind? Not at all, go on. I love deductions. Well, to start with, there's the newspaper article. I think we had the same discussion before, but... those two men look nothing like each other. Yes, I recall a discussion earlier. And at the time, I believe I told you... that the man is revolutionary. Well able to revolutionize his own appearance.
Fairness to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Roylett does look more like this man than you do.
Yeah, but Borshvik has like a pointy aquiline nose. Roylett has like a
bulbous.
Yeah, a red bulbous like Sandy Claus nose. That's not the
fake.
point. And another thing, the part about him inducting the ballerina. Indeed, a truly startling revelation. I'm glad I thought of it. Yes. At first glance, the case would appear too small to accommodate a young woman. Not just at first glance, it is too small, clearly. You'd be lucky to fit a 5-year-old child into that case, even if you pushed really hard. Which you should not do, by the way.
I don't suppose the missing ballerina is a 5-year-old child, is she?
You mean you don't know? No, the young lady is 15. No, I didn't know that. How could I? I still can't read Russian, Mr. Sholmes.
Well, if she's 15, then 10's worth of her will be poking out from the case. God damn it.
Susato, that's a very literal metaphor. Please never do that again. Some years ago, I read something pertinent, I believe.
I do not believe it's pertinent.
A troop of men consuming vinegar daily in order to promote certain liveliness in their bodies. Vinegar? For such a sour bunch, it would have been simplicity itself to contort oneself to the confines of that small case.
Oh dear. You might be thinking of contortionists in the circus, Mr. Sholmes.
I feel like the light is dying in her eyes as we go.
Her smile and optimism gone. This whole thing is turning into a circus.
Mr. Honohara, something occurred to me about Mr. Sholmes' deductions just now. I think his powers of observation are, well, magical.
Fucking damn it!
His eyes cut to the heart of a matter almost instantly. It's just where he directs his attention is lockets that seem a little off.
Your idea of a little may be a little off itself, Mr. Sato.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm getting for Holmes. He's on the right track, he just misses the point.
It's just one or two key words in the deduction that seem to let him down. So I was wondering if we might perhaps tactfully switch them for alternatives. What do you think?
Switch some key words in his deduction?
Yes, but very tactfully. I feel sure that if we could do that, we'd unlock the true genius of Mr. Sholmes' great deduction.
Precisely the thought that was going through my own mind. This man is a lot of work. At times, I wonder how anyone puts up with me.
That's slightly depressing.
I do a lot of cocaine. It's not that funny.
Cocaine!
I knew, my good fellow. Sorry? Take a moment to look at your wrists. My wrists?
The fuck? The actual fuck!
Where are your handcuffs?
Huh? How did I felt they may hinder your ability to follow me in our dance of deduction. I don't believe it.
Mr. Sholmes, you're immortal.
Yes.
I simultaneously love and hate this man right now.
I think that's how you're supposed to feel. And don't worry, I shall restore the shackles to your wrists when we are finished. I'm not worried. In fact, I'd rather stay like this. Thank you very much. So, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular.
Oh,
Course
sick.
correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. I'm not going to reread the dialogue again.
Okay.
This is basically like the investigation version of Cross-X.
Mhm.
Okay. So. The shears are important. He reacts. Staring us in the face. Za warudo!
I'm not sure. Would you really use shears like that to cut off a beard?
I doubt that's something I'll ever have to worry about. It doesn't sit quite right with me, though.
It doesn't seem sitting right with Mr. Roylette either.
Which means, I suppose, the deduction is wrong.
Let's try to switch a keyword here, Naruto-san, and see if that helps matters.
All right, but how?
I think we should start by taking a long, hard hug at Mr. Roylette.
Maybe it's really his beard that he intended to use those shears on.
Exactly. If we do manage to find something that seems to fit the sense of Mr. Sholmes' deduction better,
Then what?
then I'll leave the rest in your capable hands, Naruto-san. God damn it.
Why am I the one to do something about this? Well, anyway, let's see if there's anything we could even use to switch around in that last sentence. What exactly was Mr. Roylette really going to use those enormous shears for? And now we can look around. So there's beard, buttons. Oh, and it looks like we got some dialogue. Can I? No, I can only rotate. Hold on. Hold on a minute. Hold on a second.
Yep, there it is.
Okay, so I only
Golden
have
lock.
history and present. So, yeah, I'm
Just
pretty sure it's the
present them.
golden locks.
Yes.
Behold the power of my stand! You were on the
Octopus
verge
is-
of using the shears to cut away the golden locks you sport. Indeed. You have identified the precise detail I was intending to expose. Such lush golden hair certainly does not befit an old man. Hey, Lucky, how's your
So-
Russian prima ballerina voice?
I'm not entirely sure. I'll try to do my best. Honestly, I've been like, ever since I've been doing this, I'm like, wait, do I need to be trying to make a bad Russian accent from a girl? I'm like, I don't know what to do.
You're not a man at all. You're a woman. And judging from the length and sheen of your hair, one's still very much in her youth.
Oh no. If only I had managed to cut off my hair, no one would have suspected.
The question then begs this. Why would you decide to rid yourself of these magnificent locks? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. Yeah, and now we're back here. We're talking about the evidence that reveals your true identity. Is the article about the revolutionary? No. Zawardo.
I mean, all we have to do is literally turn the paper around.
It was quite a shock. I really had no idea that old man was a young woman in disguise. Did you?
Yes.
What? Why are you staring at me like that?
Yes, it was a surprise, Naruto-san. You're enjoying this, aren't you?
Sorry?
You look like you're in your element as you dance around the room deducing the thanks for Mr. Sholmes.
I'm just doing what we agreed. I'm not having fun or anything, Baka. This is strictly business.
Yes, I understand. Say no more.
Anyway, let's focus on this next part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction, shall we? The evidence that he's picked out doesn't fit the facts at all now.
No, that's true, given that Mr. Roylette is actually a woman.
Exactly. He, or rather she, can't possibly be this merciless revolutionary.
I suppose it's because the deduction as a whole has taken a different direction now.
Yes.
Let's switch the evidence for something else. Something that fits the facts as we now understand them.
Switch the evidence, you say? For some reason, this woman needed to try and hide her identity. This woman! I feel as though I've either read or heard about a young woman in a situation like that recently. Alright, I'll do my best! The evidence is gonna be the article about the ballerina.
Yes!
The evidence that reveals your true identity is, of course, the article about the ballerina. And that's right, you've hit the nail on the head. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. It would appear you are finally able to address you by your true name. Yes, because your true identity is that of the Novovich Ballet's prima ballerina, Miss Nikolina Pavlova.
Ah! I thought the whole face was about to come off there. Yeah, Russian beauty. Only 15, though. You're right. My real name is Nina. I mean, Nikolina Pavola.
I do think that is the appropriate diminutive.
But please, I beg you, don't tell anyone.
Don't know about that one. All right, now we must solve it. Now we must do the next one. All right. It's time to solve some crimes. Yeah, it's all the same. She goes in. I can't move anything. So she's looking over there. Yes, Miss Pavlova. Taken away as people have a propensity to let their eyes stray. Yeah. She goes, ah. Which I can finally see now.
That's a very lovely mouth.
So we seek lies within the furtive glance falls. Holmes is going to say the case, and that's wrong. This woman is the ballerina, and she's right in front of our eyes. She's not in the goddamn case. Yeah, she can't be inside the traveling case. Unless this is the Prestige, and there's two of her.
I hope we don't have to do this full line of deduction every single fucking time. No, that's
it's
fine.
just for certain cases.
It seems that she wasn't abducted at all.
What is the crime this young woman is currently committing?
Theft.
I can see I'm going to have to step in and fix the great detective's mistake again.
You seem to look pleased, Naruto-san. Do you like the idea of another dance to dance around with Mr. Sholmes?
Stop it! Anyway, there must be something else here that shows what this woman is up to.
Heavy drinking.
Case...
Well, keep turning. Turn it. I see it from here.
Oh, yeah. Ah, there it is. How did we not see that? Wow, look at this dazzling tiara.
Yeah, so there is just a rat in the case. I've never seen anything like it. Are those real diamonds, do you think? Oh, Naruto-san, try it on. Excuse me.
What? Me? Isn't it usually girls who wear tiaras? Wouldn't you like to try it on?
Oh no, I couldn't possibly. It's far too beautiful.
Why does this tiara look familiar? I feel like I've seen it somewhere recently. In case you didn't get that that's the thing. Present. It's the fucking tiara. Bam!
Redundancy is good, but Jesus fucking Christ, we're doing a lot of it.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I said. The games are a little handholdy because this is all technically new. it's very much still in tutorial Rails mode.
I guess.
We should actually. I do believe some of the later cases like this will actually be challenging, but for now we're here. The proof of your crime is surely this tiara.
Ah.
I believe this tiara is worn on stage by dancers in the Novovich Ballet, is it not? Yeah, there it is. Right there. Indeed. It would appear to be identical to the tiara pictured here in this newspaper article. And if the reporting is to be believed, it's an item worth 20,000 rubles.
$1.4 million.
In summary, the crime you have committed is theft.
Oh no.
Yes, you left your ballet troupe, unlawfully taking their precious tiara with you.
Ah. Critical damage.
Just gotta fix the hat.
I mean, it looks adorable on her. I love it. I have no one, no family, no friends. I am all alone, and I need money.
Everybody needs the money.
But I did not steal the tiara. I don't know what accent I'm doing right now. It was a present from, how do you say, an Earl of Prussia. It belongs to me. I'm doing this wrong. I know I am.
This girl is only 15 years old, and she's run away all by herself. She must have been extremely lonely. Not that lonely. She got a tiara from a Earl of Prussia. A count, perhaps? A duke, maybe?
Maybe a sugar daddy. All right, I will tell you everything. There's no point in hiding it now.
Come, come. Let us not be hasty.
What?
I still have much dancing to do. There remains one unsolved mystery about you.
Mystery? What do you mean?
You have staunchly refused to open this traveling case of yours in our presence. It is reasonable to conclude, therefore, there's some reason why you wish it to remain closed. Is that not so, Miss Pavlova? My dear girl, there's no sense in playing games with me. Nothing escapes my attention. Indeed, I have a very good idea of the contents of your case, even before I have ever laid eyes on them. Because you're looking away into the side. Yeah, you're well suited. Yeah, same dialogue before. Careless coupe d'oile. Yeah, I can't do that one. I'm not good at that. I cannot do my accent and say that at the same time. Follow your furtive glance. We're going to look over there. You refuse to open your case. It was written in the books on the shelf. Nope, that's still wrong. He's completely changed tack with his abduction now.
I think Mr. Sholmes is adapting his logic to the changing circumstances, don't you?
Maybe, but why has he suddenly brought the bookshelf into all this? It's just a wild guess, surely.
Oh, do you think so?
Well, it doesn't seem likely that the reason why this young woman doesn't want to open her case would have been written on a book that doesn't even belong to her.
Yes, that's true. But still, Miss Pavlova doesn't seem to cast her eyes in that direction. I noticed it myself.
There has to be another reason why she won't open the case.
Because we've been here for almost, 2 hours here?
Yeah. Somewhere her gaze is drawn.
I agree. That's the only answer.
Whatever she has hidden inside that case should be revealed by following her gaze in direction of the bookcase.
We're just going to look for some rat-like thing.
So we got the picture, the books on the shelf, or the rules of passage. Which I can't still get, even though that's not a prompt. And the rules of passage for travel, it's keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabin, and also no pets.
Oh, it's her pet.
But what happens if you break the rules?
Oh dear. I'm sure the punishment would be severe, Naruto-san. You'd probably be left adrift in the freezing cold ocean.
Damn.
Or shut inside a tiny ward for days on end.
So I've actually been serving time for weeks now. Have I? But no, I bet it is indeed the rules of passage. Yes. Shwa!
I thought it would just be a rat because there was a mousetrap outside, but guess not.
Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabin, Pets are also strictly forbidden. Inside that case of yours is something forbidden from carriage on this vessel. That is the real reason why you refuse to open it, thus revealing its contents. As we've seen, the trunk wobbles from time to time, but no weapon or other dangerous item will move of its own accord. Which leaves but one possibility, Miss Pavlova. Inside your traveling case is the last item listed on the forbidden listed as forbidden in the vessel's rules of passage. A pet. Fix hat, clip hair through ruffles. Solved, bitch. Deduction complete. Elementary.
This was kind of awesome. I am slightly irritated at the hand holding here. God damn it.
Yeah, it'll. Trust me, it'll get less handholdy. We may actually be embezzled in the future. They just have to teach you how it works to like follow gazes and realize what's wrong. So clearly, you aren't who you said you were.
No, I am not Grisby Roylat.
Who the fuck even is that guy?
That's just a pseudonym. My real name is Nikolina Pavlova. Everything you said was correct.
The first time or the second time? You absconded during one of your company's ballet performances and to escape your homeland. And that same night, you stole aboard this vessel. Which couldn't have been easy. The Burya is a huge steamship with a vast crew. Could she really have snuck on board without being noticed? In order to obscure your true identity, you somewhat recklessly took the guise of an old gentleman. You intended to sever all links to your past by severing your long hair. Sorry, that was another yawn. Hopefully we can get a to be continued and take a break ski here. Or if we get one to be continued and then we're after 3 hours, we might just call it a night. Damn.
Honestly, I think we might, we've been going 2 and some change.
Yeah. If we had a to be continued, we might want to call it, just because we're just sitting here speaking. But definitely I would like to look for a break and stretch him. Yet to a woman, hair is no trifling matter.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Cordell. I don't care. You talk too much anyway.
My personal recommendation is to leave well enough alone. I mean, it may still be the tutorial, but we had to do the first case for 6 hours, and we are now 2 hours and 45 minutes into this case. We could pace that up a little bit.
We can speed this up a bit.
If it was just you about to cut off your own hair, who is it that let out the scream we heard from the outside the cabin? It was her. That veritable tinkling of a bell? Why, none other than this young lady, naturally. More like a full set of pipes, if you ask me.
I was so scared when I ran around in Shanghai. I was certain they would come looking for me. That's where I had decided to, how do you say, disgust myself, so no one will recognize me.
I think you mean disguise.
So as a result, you transformed yourself into that questionable old man. I see.
Very questionable.
I put on the fur hat and fake beard. Then just before you came in here, I saw it in the newspaper. Right on the page, there was a picture of me. I was so frightened, I couldn't stop from screaming. I knew that if I didn't change my appearance completely, they would find me.
I mean, your hairstyle is completely different in this. I think the fake everything else did pretty good.
Yeah. So I decided to cut off all my hair as fastly as possible. I picked up the scissors in my hand and...
At that precise moment, we walked in through the annoyingly unlocked cabin door. I still haven't been able to kick anything.
I hope he gets to kick something at least once. Oh. Things happen like that sometimes, don't they?
Susato-san just said, you don't think it'd be like that, but it do. Things do indeed happen like that from time to time. Are those two even talking about the same thing?
Just one more thing I'd like to know. What exactly do you have inside your traveling case?
What's in the box?
Oh, you were right. It's my dear friend inside. My only friend in the whole world.
I'll be your friend.
Please, don't tell anyone. If the captain finds out, if you say to any of the crew.
Question. You illegally boarded this ship in secret in Shanghai. Does the captain not know about that? Like, if he's smuggling you out of Shanghai, which seems somewhat likely, unless it's just like one of the sailors helped her or something. Wouldn't he know you have a pet and be okay with it? Like, how much of an asshole is the captain?
I don't know.
Your secret is safe with us, I assure you. But in return, you must tell us, in as much detail as you can muster, about the events of last night.
Finally, we get to the crux of the matter.
Yes, all right. I will tell you. Well, Mr. Naruto? Wasn't it something Mr. Sholmes' great deduction?
Don't you mean Mr. Sholmes and Naruhodo's great deduction?
It was certainly something, yes. Just not entirely sure what. But at least Miss Pavlova has agreed to tell us what she knows. That's incredible. Indeed, it is incredible. Ah, and one more thing. Oh, yes? What? Observe your wrists.
God damn it! Oh, I can't dance anymore!
Ah, your hands are cuffed again.
What? But how? True to my word, I have restored your shackles. And when? And why?
Mr. Sholmes just wanted someone to dance with, clearly.
There's still a shadow of guilt cast over you, Mr. Naruto. I'm sorry to say, it can't be helped at the moment.
Can't it? Really?
Anyway, let's listen to what Miss Pavlova has to say. I can't go on not knowing. We have to find out what the speckled band that Kazuma-sama wrote about in his diary really was.
Very well. When the band is speckled. Oh, I'm very yawning. Okay, let's take a fiver and let me like walk around and splash some cold water in my face because we've been going for a while with no break and we've got a menu.
All right, let's take a moment.
Sure, can I? Yeah, I can save manually just in case. It does say investigation part 1, so I suspect there may be a to be continued coming up. But let's take a fiver. I'll be right back with you.
I'll be right back.
Wow.
Sugar-free and all that stuff. I'm like, I don't actually taste the difference. It might just be because my taste buds are absolutely destroyed from years and years of horrible, horrible food.
What was that? How did you start that one?
Oh, I was just talking to people about how I got a soda and how it's a zero sugar, and I think it's okay. But there's probably some people who will swear up and doubt it is like horse piss or something.
It just depends on what you're used to. Like, I don't. For a long time, I didn't really like the slight edge you can taste with like whatever they put in diet sodas. But that's just because you're comparing it to the non-diet version.
Yeah.
If you just drink a zero sugar soda for zero sugarness. That's okay.
Oh, did you actually? Oh, wait, that's right. People might not have heard. Did you pause the stream audio or something?
Yeah, I usually deaf and mute myself just to be self. I don't think they would have heard you the start of it.
Oh, no.
I sat down just there.
Oh, I thought people could hear me. My bad. I was talking to people and no one knew.
Okay, all right, but I'm back. Let's
Welcome back.
switch the thingus back. So you can
Also,
see.
tutorials should not be hand-holding. Tutorials should be something that explains the mechanics to you and move on. We do not literally need to go over the same things over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's. I mean, obviously, with the rate this time takes, and we could have, for example, started examining things before we talked to Herlock Sholmes. It's possible that there would be longer time for us to forget stuff, but when there's been no to be continued, so when there's no break in the story, I think it is, as we said, because you can check the court record at any time, it's a little too hand-holding to just be like, where have I seen a tiara before? It's the article, bruh. We literally had to bring that piece of evidence up to solve the first part of the deduction. You know, we don't need to keep doing that. Like, I think if you want to argue that, like, Sholmes is being, like, really close but just a little off because he's trying to, like, walk us into it, I don't know, you know? Sometimes he seems like he's a goof, but sometimes he seems like he knows what's up.
Like I'm slightly bamboozled why we have to go through the raw deduction and be like, all right, no, but now we have to do the deduction again. And
yeah, I think there's no easy way to do that in Engine, because, like, some of the stuff he says is correct, and then you get the exclamation points, and you can kind of, like, see the, like, direction of their gaze and stuff and know where you're looking. And I do think when they do that again later, it gets a little cleaner, where you just skip straight to the, okay, here's the wrong bit, we follow along. And obviously, if you didn't have the clearly wrong parts, you know, right away, you wouldn't be able to fix it. But yeah, it's a little slow. Okay, let's see. We're going to talk with her about stuff. And keep moving on with this one. Did you know someone was killed in the cabin next door to this one last night?
One of the crewmen told me this morning when I was eating breakfast. The man who died.
Nope, that's me.
He was Oh, sorry.
The man who died, he was a friend of mine.
Oh.
That's why we're trying to find out what happened. Did you kill him? No. Did you notice anything unusual last night?
Perhaps you heard a strange noise, for example. Perhaps people talking.
Perhaps the ship was absorbed in a wild tempest. Perhaps its steam engine exploded.
Holmes.
Perhaps everyone on board would have noticed if that had happened. I knew that.
Miss Pavlova, is there anything you can tell us? Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry, but all I can think about last night was what I had done and whether they would find me. I didn't notice anything that was happening around me.
Oh, I see. Or perhaps you said, oh, I see. So you ran away from the ballet, huh? Ran away from your ballet company, haven't you? The Novovich Ballet?
Yes. I am traveling to Great Britain, and from there, I want to go to America. I will never dance again. I want to forget everything about the ballet. I will start a new life.
Well, you're 15, so you got time for it, but what other skills do you have? You wish to forget? A challenging proposition. When you have that striking tiara as a reminder.
But that tiara is mine. I need it to live.
It's got my soul in it. I am a lich. Hey, Kosher the Deathless is a Russian fairy tale.
I have no money of my own. The Novovitz Ballet gives us only a little food and water, and we must dance all over the world.
That tracks.
I had to run away. I had no choice. If I stayed, it would have killed me. So you ran away to protect yourself? Yes, and the crew of this ship, they have all been kind to me. They let me come on board, and they said I could hide in this cabin.
Okay, so the crew definitely knew. That is indeed the truth, Miss Pavlova. If that is indeed the truth. Creates the most intriguing conundrum. It's my new $5 word, conundrum.
Yes, it does. What do you think about it, Mr. Naruhodo?
Me? Oh, well, yes, of course. I think we should hear Miss Pavlova's explanation. To what conundrum, I'm not sure, but... I think I know where Sholmes was going with this. Miss Pavlova, allow me to pose you a riddle. Without box, without key, hinges, or lids, yet golden treasure inside is hid. What am I?
An egg?
Good one, buddy. Also, that's a really easy one to get, though, because that's from The Hobbit.
Yeah, that's what I remember it from.
Yeah, a lot of people probably remember that one. According to this newspaper, it was only yesterday that you absconded from the ballet. Now, that being the case, it must have been last night that you boarded this vessel.
Oh.
However, the SS Burya stopped at no port last night. Ah, that's it, of course! I knew that all along. So, how is it, pray, that you came to be aboard?
Now that I think about it, the crewman outside the cabin acted very strangely when we mentioned that.
Maybe she was an actual stowaway.
It was just after we asked him about when the occupant of this cabin came aboard.
He was a weirdo. Oh my god. Well, we do need a flashback. It has been like 30 minutes. That is not your business. I am Beef Stroganoff. Goodbye.
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 Yes, you're right. He did seem to be hiding something. Oh shit, 2 sets of ellipses.
He's just being silent.
An angel descended from the heaven, bringing grace and beauty to the stage.
Sorry, what was that?
It's how the Russian newspaper described one of my performances. And that is how I came here through. I descended from heaven because I am an angel.
You know, she's just,
Okay.
you know, on a mission from God. Considering English isn't your mother tongue, your description is very vivid.
Mr. Sholmes once said, I can never resist the touch of the dramatic. It seems Miss Pavlova is the same.
A genius descended from the heavens, bringing grace and beauty to deduction. Words once said about myself. A quote from a wonderfully extravagant advertisement for the adventures of Herlock Sholmes, in fact.
That's the most punchable face fucking ever.
Yes, yes, Mr. Showy. Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Anyway, he doesn't look like Miss Pavlova is going to tell us what really happened. Probably involved wires. What's in the box? So the friend you mentioned is inside your traveling case, is that right?
I don't think animals are allowed on board, according to the rules of passage.
I believe we have clearly defined that one. Thank you, Sasato.
Yes.
Oh, please, don't tell any of the crew.
I smuggled myself out of Shanghai, but I didn't tell anyone about my pet. Da.
If they found my precious.
Then the burly Russians would bestir themselves in unison to throw you and your case overboard, no doubt.
I do doubt.
Ah!
So reassuring, Mr. Sholmes. You have great bedside manner.
What sort of pet is your friend? A little puppy.
It is, isn't it? I wonder if it is actually a rat.
Nope. Maybe an adorable little rabbit?
It has to be a rat.
Ah! You credit Russia as a land with smaller rabbits, do you? Let me tell you, they're enormous. Oh, don't they have small rabbits there then?
What if it's a fucking bear?
You may well ask. I have no idea! You two are miserable bunglers when it comes to understanding the nature of young ballerina's friends. Isn't it obvious? It must be a chicken!
Really?
Cuck,
It's either a rat or a bear.
Consider the benefits. A rousing wake-up call. Daily fresh eggs. And when adversity strikes, it can satisfy the needs of sustenance. So you'd eat your friends. I'll remember that one.
This model is so goddamn cute. You just feel the need to protect.
Well, it appears this friend's identity is so closely guarded a secret not to be revealed. She obviously doesn't quite trust us yet. Yeah, no shit. One of you is literally called Sus Otto, and the other is Herlock Sholmes, who is the most trustworthy guy. We'll shed some light on it. Okay, so we need to present her with evidence, but I don't think it's any of the stuff we already have. I mean, I could try and, hey, read this article. Hey, fellow, about this article.
Oh, excuse me. Carbonation was getting me.
You look so beautiful, like a fairy.
You'll say.
I'm scared. If my picture is in the newspapers. You poor girl.
She's so young, just 15 years old, to have run away all by herself. She must have felt very, very alone. Yeah, I think we had this dialogue before, buddy. Okay, so nothing there. Wait, hold on. Is that my... Hold on. We gotta do it. We gotta show her the pin. It's a long-running jacket. Hey, look at my pin! Hey, can I show you this? I'm actually a university student from the Empire of Japan, you see?
That means nothing to me.
Can we talk about how we're both...
No, why
Can we talk about how we're both stowaways? And shit?
Mr. Naruto, if you're determined to flaunt your Yume badge, at least choose a Japanese person who might recognize it.
Mr. Sato, can I show you this?
Oh.
Maybe later.
Just the...
Whew, I can show Inspector Hosonaga, too. Okay, let's examine her room and see if we can find more evidence. Hey, what's in this? Ah!
Thud.
Huh?
I will tell you what I know about last night, but please, you must not touch my things. How do you say, forbid it?
Oh, sorry. As well you should be, young man. What vulgar manners you have. Hey, Mr. Door Kicker. Poke around in a young lady's private belongings. Neither shall I allow it.
I have a feeling he's going to be murdering around
Hypocrite.
this woman's belongings. Okay, so...
Oh, and because we got that dialogue, it's literally for everything. So is there anything else that doesn't have that immediately? Then is it something we've already got? I guess it must be. Maybe show her the diary? With the speckled band, is that how we do this? This one's a little circuitous.
Well, let's try the speckled band.
This is the diary of my friend who passed away.
His diary?
Yes, and he wrote in it last night before he died. Something a little unusual. It reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. And then a few minutes later, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
A speckled band? I don't understand.
It's strange, isn't it? But the ventilator he mentions joins to this cabin, you see? It's up there on the wall. We flew up to it.
In other words, this cabin and the victims' cabins are connected together. I wonder if the whistling sound was a teapot. Was there a teapot over there on the table?
Yeah,
Oh.
definitely some kind of pouring device.
Miss Pavlova, I guess this was the right answer. Has something occurred to you? Does the speckled band the victim mentioned mean something to you? Or the whistling sound, perhaps? No,
Liar!
I don't know anything.
Oh.
Oh, this poor hurt girl.
Thump, thump. Shit. Excuse me, Mr. Roylott. Wow.
Whoa! Yes, what?
Wow, she's fast. Hi, hi. Captain would like to speak with you. You must come to Captain's quarters at once. Please.
Alright, I will come now. Gee.
What?
You must leave, now.
Oh, no, it's fine. Don't mind us.
Yes, please, don't worry yourself, Mr. Roylett. Get that! Oh, shit!
The passenger said out, or do you want me to throw you out? Going to pump you up, even though that's Austrian.
I'm sorry, I'm horrible at accents.
Ugh, it looks like we're going to have to leave investigating this cabin until later.
What a pity.
Yeah, we didn't get to steal anything like we usually do in Ace Attorney games. And so we lost our chance. Having still not managed to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin, we were unceremoniously chased out. That is to say, we were quite literally picked up and thrown into the passageway outside. That dude's arms are huge. There's our to be continued. What's our timer?
3 hours. I think we might want to
Exactly
stop
3.
it.
Yeah, we're gonna call it. That's the 3 hours. I know it's a little early because we started a little early, but like, goddamn. Okay. I knew it would come, but there it is, perfectly timed. That's investigation part 2. So, can I access the main
That's a
menu from
lot.
here? No, I would just give
That's
you
a
that.
lot.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it's a little weird. Can I? Yeah, I can. There we go. We can go back to title. No, I don't need to save. We're good. Yeah, I just saved part 2. It said it. But yeah, so. Oh, this has even got the change the title of the cabin.
Cool.
Yeah, so as we can see, the game is very fun. I like it a lot, but these first couple cases are very hand-holdy, and it's a little
I think it's a little much.
it's a little slow-rolly.
Like, I feel like we shouldn't have to explain every mechanic for every bit, like, well, like, so much, because, like, basically anytime, like, it has to come up, it's like, you need to find something to present. I'm like, yes, you told me this, the past 6 times I need to present something. Like, it's cool. It's fine. We got that mechanic.
I mean,
The only
I think there are some times when they need to telegraph you, hey, you need to present evidence rather than just, like, keep talking to people just to let you know that, like, you need to do different things.
Yeah.
I do know there are times when you will, like, move to areas and, like, there'll be dialogue from the other characters. They'll be like, I don't like it here. Let's move on. Or I don't think there's anything for us to find here. Like, those kinds of unsubtle hints are okay. Some of these unsubtle hints are just like, how many fucking times do we have to talk about did I recognize this ballerina, this tiara from something recently? Yes, we literally had to use that clue like 10 minutes ago. There was no break. Like, I can understand, like, if after the to be continued, when we come back next week and they're like, yeah, that article, that'll probably be like, yeah, there was an article, but all within the same play sesh, even though we can save at any time. These games were on the 3DS, and I'm pretty sure you couldn't save at any time. It's just, like we said, really hand-holdy. It's a little grindy. Which is a shame, because, like, everything's very fun. I really love the Dance of Deduction stuff.
Oh yeah, no, that was cool. But I also do think things might be a little bit like overly wordy and verbose in some areas too. Like
Yeah.
I feel like we are like the fact, like again, we did the great deduction, and then we had to do it again. So we're basically reading mostly the same lines over until we get to the part.
Yeah, and there's not really a good fast forward. I don't think there's autoplay, but I know in some games you could like hold down the button to replay old dialogue. This didn't really do that. We can just choose not to read them, which makes it less fast, or makes it less slow. But yeah, we're having a fun time. I think we're doing good. There's a lot here. I will definitely be happier, and I do believe oddly enough, the second game, it does have a little bit of a tutorializing reintroduction, because obviously they were released apart. As is usual, I do believe the first case of that one's not as handholdy. So I feel like, especially as we get later and later and get onto the second game, the sequel, the game will assume more and more we remember what the fuck we're doing. Right now, it's just like, there's no way you could remember to use the same piece of your 6 evidences over again. And one of them is literally always useless. Well, it's not entirely true, but I don't think your university pin matters at all in these first 2 cases. And I feel like there's one time per game you need that's a joke about Phoenix Wright's famous attorney's badge, because attorneys in Japan do actually wear little badges. I think you need to present that to somebody once per game. So yeah, it's a weird one, but I'm glad we're having fun. I'm glad we can get Herlock in here, and we're getting to see more of Susato. I do really enjoy how her character kind of pivots back and forth between, yes, hello, I am Susato. I am the perfect image of a modern Japanese woman. I'm, quiet, polite, and well-read. And then she's just like, oh, look, Mr. Sholmes is going to do a deduction. Frick yeah.
Don't touch anything. Flip.
Yeah. Was that did we start the count just at the final 4? There were no more, right, chat?
Yeah, there was only 4.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to remember for next week, we have to keep the count every time there is a Susato takedown on screen. It doesn't just have to be for Ryunosuke. It can be anybody. But yeah, I think that's a good place to wrap up. And if it happens that the second half is short, like I said, we can get into those escapades as well and start checking up some bonus stories.
I think Sherlock right at the moment is an idiot savant.
Yeah, I think the thing is I guess that would be what you're calling a goober genius. He's very clearly got some of that Herlock Sholmes juice you're looking for. He is able to make some decent deductions, and then for no reason at all, he'll just be like, yes, I see you looking at the side. Let me pick the one thing it can't possibly be. Or when you start changing the deduction on him, and he's just like, fuck, they're changing it. I'll make up anything. The bookshelf! That is most suspicious. And we're just like... And I like how Ryunosuke's just like, wow, he's just really throwing anything. And Susato's like, no, he's definitely adapting his logic to the situation. But, yeah, this is, Lucky, spoilers. I don't know if we'll probably won't get all the way to Case 3, but this is not our last new mechanic to be introduced.
God damn it.
Yeah, but we get to go back to the courtroom next time.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be that he's just fucking with us, because, let's be real, Ryunosuke's not exactly a titan of intellect. And also, he's had the shit kicked out of him today, so... But, we're all trying. It's pretty fun. And so next time we will be back for more Great Ace Attorney. And let me just double check the sub count. Okay, it went down by 1. We are currently at 3096. It was 3097 earlier. But that just means tomorrow, if you can find us 4 more subs, that will hit 3100, and we will do a special fail portrayal. Well, I will. Lucky won't do. He doesn't need to be here for that. It's entirely possible that may end up longer than this stream. So, but if we get 3100, we will do a special fail portrayal. Otherwise, we'll do a normal one. Keep your eye out for all the stuff. Oh, it says we're at 31. Is it rounding up? I mean, I'm looking at the channel analytics. It might round up the last 4. Yeah, it's still 3096 to me. I can screen cap it if you want, but I'm going off my back end. I mean, I'll check it tomorrow. I do believe YouTube does actually round. And why the fuck wouldn't you round 4 numbers, right? But, I like the extra effort. We want the actual subs to take us all the way. But, yeah, so this has been Great Ace Attorney Chronicles for this week. Look forward to, more great content later this week. Oh, since we ended a little early, I'll ask Lucky after we're done streaming to go ahead and upload the next Delta Green. I can figure that one out there. check out our previous Delta Green, came out Sunday. What's Up and Let's Talk are also on Saturday. So, if you feel like you missed the 6-hour experience, trust me, you can find more hours of us. And we'll see you guys next week with more Great Ace Attorney.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Sleep tight.
Not in a wardrobe.